All right, guys. Sunday morning for me. Saturday night for you. Reviewing LCK games and maybe Cloud9 if we can get around to it. I have to review LCK games at this time because I need to get them done before I have to watch the Sunday night matches live because I have the Monty and Wolf show in the morning tomorrow. So I have to catch up on all the LCK games. Pizza just arrived. What kind of pizza? That's the real question. I love your name, Loba's Ass Cheeks. What a great name. Apex Legends references. Am I doing well today? I am super fucking tired from having a newborn. But I will try and be entertaining for you. I will do my best. Not going to watch the big game. What's the big game? Oh, the BLG game. Sorry. I can't read. We will watch the BLG game eventually. We will do that. But not today. Was it good? Was it actually good? Because EDG is worse than expected. What time is it for me? 11:40 a.m. Pack of snacks. Thank you for your Twitch Prime sub. All right, guys. I'm kind of a zombie, but we're going to get into it and do our best. Going to do our best.
So,
Lad, thank you for your Twitch Prime sub. Watch the new Alexander Making of a God docuseries on Netflix. It's decent. I just read an entire biography of Alexander the Great. So I saw that on Netflix, and I am excited about it. Especially because it's all fresh in my mind, you know. Get some coffee. Oh, I left my coffee in the kitchen. Holy shit! I will go get it. All right, we're back with coffee. Greetings from the 720 Monty. Yeah, I will look at YouTube chat occasionally, guys. Occasionally. Okie dokie, Gen.G versus Kwangdong. Kwangdong on the hot streak. Love to see it.
Yeah, you know, it's not surprising to me, considering Chovy also has shown us some really cool counter picks. The wise choice here by the strong lane bully. They do not want
All right, no Senna, no Ashe for their bot lane.
Sometimes take over
or prior.
No Varus, no Vi for Cuz. Cuz has plenty of other picks, though. It was crazy, actually, how hard he carried on Poppy.
On the other side, you can grab Milio now, and then grab a jungle pick for Canyon here with it.
I feel very the opposite the first 15 minutes. The new Alexander show is very bad. Well, I'll let you know what I think when I watch it. T1 versus... I'm not watching any more Breon games, guys. Breon is so trash. Aphelios Milio. Lucian Nami, what a surprise. Orianna, what a shocker. All right, Rel coming in for Canyon. He has been doing a little bit more of that, but they're not going to prioritize anything. The Tristana, which is probably going to be banned here. Yep. That's the Chovy Classic, and they're going to ban Azir. Yone is still up for Chovy, though, as is Nico. No Sejuani, no Nocturne. So we saw Viego possibility. Viego, very strong possibility. Got a field. No, he's actually going to go for Jarvan. I guess for the Aphelios. The thing is, Milio doesn't have as easy of a time helping Aphelios against J4 ult, as opposed to a lot of other abilities in the game. You can also try and lock down Nico if she goes for a flank. Going to be a kick and/or Facebook gaming MonteCristo in the future. I don't know, man. Maybe TikTok streaming. That's the real dream.
It'll be the second option.
Yeah, I mean, Cassante right now is incredibly strong.
J4 Ori, the classic combo.
Option, as you were saying, try to dominate the lane, but the Aatrox nowadays, it can be pretty safe unless you're playing against Zeus, and then it does really well with the Profane Hydra in later game team.
Is Heretics versus BDS a banger? We probably will do some more LEC matches tomorrow and the next day.
I think the Cassante is a safer pick for sure.
Milio Q, Cux, Jarvan, EQ combo. True. But if you engage with ults, doesn't do shit.
You have a very tanky Rel. You have a tanky Cassante in this draft. If you play the Yone, you know, the Yone, if it doesn't get far ahead, can just be so squishy into that lethality Aatrox, and you won't have a front line.
NPC MonteCristo. Man, that shit's crazy how popular that is. Those people make so much money.
So you don't have a Rumble in this comp. You don't have an Azir. You don't have a Talia that can burn through that health bar. So killing the Cassante is going to be so difficult.
Glizzy Overdrive.
Actually follows up on all of
that shit's actually really funny, I think. People get really good at that, too. That's hard.
I do like the draft here a lot for Gen.G. I think Cuz really going to have to hit the mark with this Jarvan pick to lock down Pays. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough game to play out.
Yeah, their team fights are going to have to be really crisp against this team of Gen.G. It looks like we're ready to hop onto the rift for game number. It's a change.
Cuz has been so good recently, guys. Cuz has arguably been the best jungler, you know, the last couple weeks here in LCK.
Pre-recorded ones, it does kind of get rid of the ambiguity of.
Not much to say about these compositions, guys. Like, these are both going to be pretty standard, right? Kind of front-to-back team fighting. Maybe a little bit of flanking with Aatrox or with Nico.
Making sure the fan leader says it and all that, and some of the drama that's always surrounded that across since back to the Brood War days. So, it does feel like a
watching for a long while. Keep it going. Thank you, Butt Poncho. What a name. Thank you for the YouTube stream. Way better than using Twitch. Yeah, stream quality definitely better.
So, you know, not really going to.
Your current stream makes it hard to find. You should remove the team names and added LOL co-stream MonteCristo. No, because the team names in the VOD of the live stream let you know what I was watching. And it says Bangers Only MonteCristo stream in the title. Guys, I changed it. It already says MonteCristo stream in the title. So, gonna disagree with you there, buddy.
Just like, okay, I'm gonna be really efficient with my pathing. If I have an objective that's in my way after I do a full clear, or mostly a full clear, then I'll go for where he's basically definitely a jungler that is like
no level 1 shenanigans from Green Gun Aphelios and Milio.
He actually highlighted that one time on the space where he's basically just like, okay, I'm going to be really efficient with my pathing. If I have an objective that's in my way after I do a full clear or mostly a full clear,
up there are the shenanigans, guys. Pays already took a lot of damage though. Interesting. We've seen a lot more kind of aggression at level 1 from the Aphelios, Milio into Lucian Nami typically, but we don't usually see them losing like this early.
Yeah, really hitting him hard here at level 1, despite the campfire coming through from Lehens. Just provide a little bit more sustain, just getting into range and propping that damage, hitting level 2 now. Looking for a little bit more.
I mean, this is Lucian Nami. They're going to get the heal out of Lehens already. You can see that Pays now moving ahead with Lehens, still trying to take aggressive trades. This one does go in favor of Lehens and Pays, but heal and Ghost used by the side of Gen.G's bot lane.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra mobility gone in this bottom lane for a potential Jarvan gank.
The thing is, I think, from what I've seen,
here, starting from top,
most of your advantages from Milio and Aphelios happen at like level 1. And like as you get to level 2, level 3, the Lucian Nami really just starts to take over. So if you can't push, if you can't chunk them out, stack the wave and push it, you know, this opens you up to like Jarvan dives potentially from the bot side.
They can to make that a more viable option here. But so far, good respect here from FaZe.
I think this starts actually to get pretty scary. Both junglers are just full clearing though, so.
Safely here. And I would not expect there to actually be a scuffle here on the bottom side, but we're really zoomed in on this lane right now. Yeah. So I feel like the observing team thinks there might be, and as you can see.
Hello, Jimmy Baker.
Really on a nice
we're trying to get more communicative with the YouTube side of things. For our glorious multi-streaming.
Duos contesting for presence in the lane and looking for aggressive trades and not willing to back down. Kind of like Bull and Alndil's position for now, but obviously as the game comes along, we are going to have to see what that Aphelios with the help of Emilio can do.
Good ward.
Really strong front line.
Yeah, good ward here, going to spot Cuz taking the scuttle top side. They know exactly where he is. And so that's a ton of information. Instant ping went down onto him as soon as he went up there, just to confirm. And obviously Canyon was able to identify he wasn't on bottom side scuttle there. Puts his own ward down in the river there as well, near the tri-brush. And it's a pretty calm early game here. No disasters, which is a breath of fresh air from some of our series we've had this week where something has gone horribly wrong when we hit the 4-minute mark. Speaking of horribly wrong, Andil definitely...
when will the new foreplay episode be aired? Pretty soon.
Looks like they just positioned a little bit too far forward. Pays kind of landed.
Does the person or team who controls the camera for these pro games need intensive training? Yeah, they do. You know, it takes a lot of game knowledge as well to know where to be and like what to highlight, right? How to anticipate the next play, how to highlight, you know, certain interactions or strange things that happen within the game. You know, how to do replays that show, you know, crucial moments or mechanics that might otherwise be missed. It's very difficult. Very specialized role.
Keen doesn't commit the ghost either, so nothing really going to come of this on either side, but just a little bit further pressure.
Am I happy with how Horseman is doing as a show? What do you mean? Yeah, it gets huge viewership.
Go ahead and start up these grubs.
I think it'll get even more if it's, you know, once we make it more regular too. The show does very well. So it's a massive podcast.
The first large monster is the one that you really want. And then you can kind of just,
you know, it probably does like, I don't know, 100,000 downloads on average per episode. Oh, format/structure? Yeah, I am. Why? Are you not?
They can get presence down on the bottom side. He already got that first grub, so technically ahead of Canyon, who's probably just going to go in there and get the one. Could pick up two.
Oh, force flash the bubble. Nice.
The flash, not respecting Bulldog, who immediately puts him in his place.
Hits by that bubble. It doesn't flash, and he is dead. But I mean,
that gets you a free Drake too.
Into this Drake
feels good.
Kwangdong Freaks, you mentioned he just takes the one, goes down here, and they want more.
Ping my Discord stream announcements roll.
This is a bit greedy, to be honest, though, from Kwangdong
Thank you.
Freaks to leash the dragon, and Bull doesn't come over to help. So, bit of a disjointed moment there. Got, I think, a bit eyes bigger than the stomach, and will actually end up not getting the dragon, nor will they put any real pressure onto Pays. Would have been a fight they would have to commit to get the dragon itself. It wasn't a freebie, but they could have at least had that positional advantage there for the contest.
Thank you very much. I gotta set up new roles on that Discord. It's a whole fucking mess. Like the reason I'm not using it is I need to figure out how to set up roles and like make a kind of all announcement in there. I just haven't had time.
These good teams, they will just naturally get ahead by how clean they are in the.
You know, the LFN Discord is like way better set up right now, so I need to figure out how to do that.
Could be a big problem.
Well, looks like now Kwangdong Freaks won a challenge here. Bulldogs still no shockwave, and the damage is being put.
But the problem with my Discord is that I just need to, you know, make an announcement to everybody about what's going on, because I think there's a lot of people in there who just don't know. Try and revive it from the dead.
Exactly.
Triple tonic rune on Ori. This has been pretty common actually. Like Faker's been running this as well. It's been very common on Oriana's.
Respected in that skirmish could be a big problem.
Well, looks like now Kwangdong Freaks won a challenge here. Bulldogs still
So, as you can see, he just chugged it, actually, for this Drake fight. So he has, what, additional 20 AP
put into this one
right now?
Very adept at looking for steals, but will he actually go for this one? The answer is no, not against a Rel. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, tough against the Rel. Red-white here for Pays as well. Really difficult to commit to this fight any further. As Chovy, again.
You know, it's interesting because this looks like it's in favor
but I mean, either way, it's a great play leading into
at the start for the Drake play because they just forced Milio back, but Bulldog actually has no mana.
More because they know Lehens isn't here. I think this is a bit greedy, to be honest, though, from Kwangdong Freaks to leash the dragon, and Bull doesn't come over to help.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward timing for sure because it allows Milio to kind of get back into the fray.
Will actually end up not getting the dragon, nor will they.
But they don't have mid lane resources to really pull this off, I think.
They would have to commit to get the dragon itself. It wasn't a freebie, but they could have.
When will you do this SI TSM episode? Probably. I forget which is the exact date of our 10-year anniversary episode. It's in February.
Which can be dangerous because these good teams, they will just
I don't know. You guys go tell me. Look at find the first episode of SI. Ikaro, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription.
Well, looks like now Kwangdong Freaks won a challenge here. Bulldogs still no shockwave, and the damage is being put into this one.
Bulldog back with actual mana now, though.
Looking for steals, but will he actually go for this one? The answer is no, not against a Rel.
Yeah, you're not going to steal it versus the Rel.
Yeah, tough against the Rel. Red-white here for Pays as well. Really difficult to commit to this fight any further. As Chovy, again, has that ult advantage. Bulldogs ult coming up very soon here. We'll try to grab a plate, at least as a consolation prize. And Cuz is going to go over here and start on this second wave of grubs for him to get his second of.
Oh, appreciate your points when you change the title is improved and you jumped in viewers. I've seen a Mr. Beast podcast and he gives specific YouTube tips. Sure, I'll take a look at it.
The last Kevin of the Kevins.
Is to not announce the stream/show is ending soon because it causes viewer drops.
Six, as you mentioned, is huge. The bubble goes on Lehens. Remember, he doesn't have flash, but Canyon is here, and Bull doesn't care. First blood, but Bull is in a lot of trouble, and he should be going down as it is traded. As Pays on Lehens of the Kevins. A lot of bursts here in a Pays. The bouncing wave getting on him. Still red-white available, and Six, as you mentioned, is
Bull's so aggressive. He knows Lehens doesn't have flash from earlier, but Canyon's here. Still gets first blood. Had to use 2 summons though. That's pretty good though, honestly. Like you actually trade up on this side of the map, at least for the time being. And you're able to cross map and get void grubs.
Set of plays there from Bull, but Pays knew all along he's red-white, and he knows that Canyon is closer to.
He's probably going to lose more money than the difference between a regular kill and the first blood, though, just to this wave. So probably is a kind of a wash on the bot side. Plus, his summoners are not there.
As this wave crashes through, Ando will pick up at least some of this goal. He's going to try to hold some of it. But unfortunately,
April 4th, 2014. Oh, there you go. It's April. I was wrong. It wasn't February. Thank you very much.
But Gen.G just having the better read on the Rift. Yeah, definitely a good call from Gen.G. The first blood golds, might help to even it out, but you can see that Gen.G do have that natural 500 gold lead. For now, they have that Infernal Drake first. And both sides got some grubs, so still advantage to Gen.G as we take another look at this trade.
Yeah, so Bull comes in here. He knows he's just a minion off of 6 here as he pushes forward and pops the ultimate lens block.
I mean, it's a good idea, right? If Canyon isn't there, this is a successful play, but there's a lot of risk in this if your Jarvan's on the top side. But I appreciate Bull's commitment to aggression and trying to take advantages.
At least, luckily, we did enough damage there with my culling to where I can kill the Hens. He doesn't have flash from the earlier play in mid, and they're able to secure that one. So turning what could have been a disaster into at least an okay situation.
Yeah, it's an all-right situation. Pays sitting on his flash, and they might be able to use that if he's got Gravitum here to try to set up this kill. He does not, but they'll rely on Canyon, and the lack of flashes from their side. Ondel had his, and the delay comes in for the tidal wave, but it doesn't matter, as from long range, the turret that is this.
All right, starting to go a lot worse now. Canyon really focusing on the bot side. Canyon's tank juggling has been much improved from last year, guys. He had some stinkers
their side. Ondel had his, and the delay comes in for
Get the flash, too. That's so nice.
As from long range,
Meanwhile, Canyon's Rel and Maokai has just been on point so far this year.
Shout out to Achilleos, great caster. Yeah, but that's a kill. Gen.G going to pick up another one down here, and that's 2 for Pays.
Yeah, Bull just going to clear this wave as soon as possible here, and that's going to be the end of that. And as it often is with Bulldog, he's not able to come and do anything. Didn't have.
It's not April 4th. That's the date it was uploaded to YouTube. 7th of February. Yeah, that's fair enough.
And Chovy was there to help out the play if he needed to be, and Bulldog is almost getting up late. This happens so often.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, I thought it was in February too.
As Bull is just going to survive here due to Ondel's sacrifice. Flash coming through. Pretty self-explanatory gank there, and at least he's able to catch that wave right afterwards.
There's Rel here again, and it's EP, but this one is spotted, so it doesn't really amount to too much. I mean, Chovy probably could have just TP'd into mid, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, gets a nice little amount of poke on the cuz as well. No Drake for now. Waiting on that mountain, 1 minute and 20 away.
Yeah, it's still just 2 minutes, or 1 minute 20, as you say, sorry, away from that one on 120 seconds, just 1 minute and 20. Don't ever try to do math in your brain on screen, or even like think you can, or even
no
think
math
you could,
on cast.
You can even casually just try to convert seconds to minutes. Don't ever do it.
Not even simple addition.
No,
even once.
Not ever. We draw the line at counting. Okay, we can count, but that's it.
Sometimes.
I canceled my dinner plans to watch you. Maybe not the best use of your life, if I'm being honest.
Ultimate for this upcoming fight, and I think this is a really big one for the Kwangdong Freaks because Pays is already so massively ahead here. 2 kills, double support item for him too, so it's not like he's just going to be behind the Lucian because he opted out of that. He's going to have that extra gold himself. And if you end up losing this dragon, it's a 2 Drake lead, and the Aphelios is ahead of the Lucian.
It's rare to see me on so early. Yeah, I need to start getting on earlier, actually. That's been an issue. I need to start the stream earlier than I have been.
And I think Gen.G just don't care about it.
C1 T1 versus Bro series. Yeah, it's not worth doing that one.
I mean, if Kwangdong Freaks can get these and then move towards the Drake, then...
And yes, you can watch the VODs on YouTube as well, so you don't have to cancel your dinner plans. Just watch them later.
And also, Chovy has Cryo mid, and you've got Canyon on the Dragon already.
Going through the old SI episode, finding gems in them in terms of comments, rants, analysis, and splicing in relevant gameplay to make a version that people can watch without being in that particular historical moment. Yeah, we're not doing that, but we are doing a special video for the 10-year anniversary. We are doing something that's like highlights, episode highlights. So I don't think it's going to be super huge or anything, but it'll be a little something.
Which would have been disastrous, but it's still not great.
Speaking of the Hex Flash coming in, and Ondel's in trouble once again, but the tidal wave is pretty good, and now we got TP coming in.
Man, the Moonlight Vigil is just on point from Pays this game. The punish on the bot side is so ridiculous. They're really just preventing this Lucian from ever getting rolling.
The Hex Flash coming in, and Ondel's in trouble once again, but the tidal wave is...
What was that? Did he sidestep the bottle? The screen is flickering, so I'm having the broadcast was flickering, so I'm having a hard time seeing if he... I guess he doesn't get hit by bubble. It's hard to tell.
Oh boy. Well, they've got a mid...
we do have a full-time editor on LFN.
This is maybe too far, but Cannon and Pays, they want it.
But that going back 10 years that's a huge project. Emilio saves him. Yeah, that makes sense. It's really hard to tell what's going on because the camera's pulling back while the screen is flickering. So he does get hit by it, but he has the reduced tenacity from and the cleanse from Emilio.
They've got a mid-jungle duo looking for something as a dive is coming in onto Bull. This is maybe too far.
Oh, it's a root. Nice.
Pays, they want it. And they're both dead.
Wow.
Bulldog will take them out. Looking for something as a dive is coming in onto Bull. This is maybe too far, but Cannon and Pays, they want it.
Whoops.
And they're both dead as Bulldog will take them out. And it was way too far forward from the side of Gen.G.
Meanwhile, Cuz is trying to take out Lehens here, gets both of his summoners. Pays now down both summoners as well. And yeah, Lehens gets out, but at a heavy cost.
5 grabs over to Kwangdong, though.
With the jungler, the Rel here as well. And that's 2 kills for Bulldog. He's suddenly online.
Yeah, Lucid's been really good, guys.
And you can just see from the outset here, it looks like, okay, this play maybe
Flicker is so janky.
into the bubble here on the page.
Yeah, instant cleanse.
A ton of damage. Without that combo, I don't think Bulldog necessarily ends up getting those 2 kills because Pays goes super low.
I mean, they see Bulldog coming and speed it up with Ori W2 through the Pink Ward and Tri-Brush.
So he gets low as well. The Bulldog comes in.
They disrespect the Shockwave, man.
The shield comes out. Not even necessary, honestly, to keep him
KDF
alive.
looks legit this year. Yeah, I totally agree. They just look better and better.
Yeah.
Dude, Bull has been such a fun player to watch.
That was close.
A tense situation.
He might be 80 carry Croco in the end, but he's fun.
As Bull saves Bulldog, or no, Bulldog saves Bull, and the 2 Bulls are working together here on the side of Kwangdong Freaks, and now they have the gold lead. Now again, they don't have any of the dragons, but Canyon just kind of sitting here getting pummeled. TP coming in now as they're looking to get on top of Cuz. This game is
Cuz actually has to flash because he EQ'd in.
That one and just flashes away.
Bulldog, no
Oh, I
TP.
love Keen. We haven't even seen Keen, the top lane.
Bottom side. No one to answer at the moment.
Dudu's been like dominating lane actually on the Aatrox recently. It's been fun to watch.
To a contest here just simply because they have no control whatsoever. But if Bulldog gets the whole turret and they're denying minions top side here, I feel like Kwangdong Freaks are pretty okay with this.
Yeah, Bull wasn't
scenario.
even supposed to
Bull doesn't
start.
necessarily get the
Where is
whole
Croco
turret,
now?
but it's going down pretty quick. There's no
He's
one
in
to
China
answer.
on Absolute
Nobody's going
Legend.
down there. Anda might be okay.
He's there with Kyle. It's Croco and Kyle
Yeah, it's looking pretty likely that he gets the
having a
majority
Live
of
Sandbox
that
reunion
himself.
Guess I take it back
on
away.
Absolute
Guess I take
Legend.
back what I said about the grubs earlier.
They are
No,
bad.
So many minions down
Yeah,
here
he's
dying
he's
for
off
free as
Crocoing
well.
in
They
China
just-
now.
I mean, this isn't 2021 anymore, Gen.G. Like, you don't need 5 people to take the Rift Herald and lose everything else.
Yeah,
like,
they lost.
change.
They lost minions top as well. Like Dudu
Yeah.
was suddenly 20 CS up, and you know Bulldog doesn't pick up a massive amount of gold or anything like that. Doesn't actually get the turret, but it's very vulnerable. That's just kind of standing gold they can take shortly here. Pays also, you know, going to get most of these minions in mid, but man, Kwangdong Freaks said you got the Herald, but we got everything else, and denied a lot of CS with it.
Yeah.
And that's how you kind of want to play around having grubs. I mean, I still think Dragon was more valuable, but at least they're getting something out of this. 2 of these outers very low now.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you can say, okay, well, they really wanted the Rift Herald because they want to put it down right before the Drake, but it's a 3rd Drake Ocean Soul. It's not huge value. Like, yes, it is going to be nice to continue stacking those because he's looking for an angle. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're probably not going to be doing too much damage to a turret, and maybe you do get a 3rd Drake, but that's not going to win you the game.
Thunder Talk. I mean, I was hyped up by Thunder Talk in their first match, obviously, because like 1XN is fun and Yukel's a good player, but the rest of that team, Hoya is just like Hoya and Beshwan like make my brain hurt.
Wants to here to defend against this Herald, and this turret is so healthy. Oh, Chovy.
Oh, they had no idea.
Oh, Chovy.
Join the fight if you want.
Freaks to catch
Look how they play this. Gen.G's so smart. So they have 2 pink wards here,
Bulldog,
right? So they can disguise where the Nico is.
Damage to a turret, and maybe you do get a 3rd Drake, but you continue stacking.
They see him in the bot side.
He's looking for an angle. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're probably not.
Nico starts to motion up, changes into Rel. Canyon knows they have no vision of him right now, so Chovy just looks like dismounted Rel. A harmless dismounted Rel.
Join the fight if he wants to here to defend against this Herald, and this turret is so healthy. Oh, Chovy.
He then, so he splits. Look at this. He sends out his clone, right? He sends out his clone, and it makes it look like he's actually playing behind the Herald. So he sends his clone up, is microing his clone while he's not microing his actual avatar. He then starts one of his emote animations to extend the life of the clone, and then fools Bull and Andal. That's actually such a cool play, guys.
Yeah, Chovy was just hanging around, and maybe they thought it was a fake, but he immediately just ulted on top of them.
I feel like if they did not get engaged on like that,
because it looks like he's just using the clone and extending its lifespan for vision.
After he gets turret, but they just did not react to Chovy there. And he gets the double.
Same sort of misdirect Faker used to do with the LeBlanc clone. Yeah, that's like, it's really cool, actually. Let's watch that again.
Now could threaten that turret. teleport here shortly.
How much does what? By the way, guys, I'm not sure which rel emote that is. How much does that extend the clone life by? Do you know which rel emote it is? I'm not familiar with this with the rel emotes. Because it's 3 seconds. Joke is 8 seconds. Dance is 8 seconds. Taunt. Oh, I didn't realize that if you play an emote or recall, it modifies it. So recall is 8 seconds. Empowered recall is 4 seconds. Laugh is 3 seconds. Taunt is 4.25 seconds. It's the joke emote. Yeah. Okay. Because that's the longest one. 8 seconds.
To defend against Ocean Soul.
Yeah, this is just a really cool trick that we see from Chovy with the mind games, right? This is such a cool mind game by Chovy.
But that's not going to win you the game, and you're giving an angle for Kwangdong Freaks to catch up in a big way.
Bulldog will have teleport.
So here's Chovy's mind game. Comes up, pretends to be Canyon's dismounted rel, splits the clone, micros the clone so it looks like he's behind the Herald, while using a joke animation to extend the clone life. Then he comes in and ults. And they get mid-turret for it, and 2 kills. That's such a hero play by Chovy. You love to see it.
If they did not get engaged on like that, I think everything was set up super well for Kwangdong there to turn on a teleport engage.
One day we will see this Chovy at Worlds. I know, we can only dream. This is why everybody's like, Chovy isn't good. Because they're just little TSM fans from NA that only see him at Worlds, and they don't see this kind of shit. It's such a good fake. I mean, that's why, you know, that's why I actually really like watching Nico at the professional level.
Back in the lead in terms of gold here now. Very close game, but that also means, by the way, that while they get the turret and the reset, Kwangdong Freaks get prio for Drake.
Yeah, they do, and no Nico ult for this Drake that is about to spawn. Again, like I was saying before, just like for Gen.G, I mean, a singular...
Yeah, but if they get pushed in mid lane, there's no mid turret, so...
So Gen.G, if they don't feel comfortable, they don't absolutely have to go.
Besides, Nico ult's going to be up relatively soon.
Big wombo combo with the Orianna Jarvan. Obviously, you don't want to run straight into that. But Canyon is coming in, and he's getting chunked big time right now. Doesn't have any MR at all at this moment in time, as here's a TP. Looking for the angle.
Chovy's going to have ult up in this fight.
Big time right now. Doesn't have any MR at all at this moment in time, as here's a TP. Looking for the angle. They want to get on top of...
I mean, it's just free. Dudu is half HP and TPing later.
Can very comfortably take this dragon.
Yeah, you just cannot fight into this anymore. Dudu.
He's got a flash as well, and yes, Bulldog is chunking them, but the team fighting just much cleaner from the side of Gen.G.
And they have an Aphelios. That's pretty big at this point. You can't really mess around with that. The shockwave gets flashed, and that's it. You got to walk away. You don't have the damage to compete with this Aphelios anymore after that, even with the weak rel that doesn't have any MR that's taking a ton of damage from every single Orianna QW. Doesn't necessarily matter here, as Canyon and crew will secure the Dragon. So now Soul Point in their hands. And this is, of course, after this play from Chovy here.
Oh yeah, now we get to
in
see it
their
from
hands.
Chovy's perspective.
And this is, of course, after this play from...
So you can see him microing his clone there.
That was actually really well played by him. They just do not read it well enough, and that's a guarantee on the turret. See Bull's reaction.
Oh, yeah. So we got to fight live, and Pays is dead. What? That's a shutdown. We don't know how this happened, but yeah, he's just gone. He didn't have flash, so remember he flashed the shockwave at the dragon, so just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. We'll have to wait and see how this one goes.
Yeah, it just looks like he just got cataclysmed there by Cuz and died instantly because he couldn't flash out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you don't have flash against Oriana Jarvan as a Felios, good luck.
Bulldog didn't even commit the ult there. You know, he's going to grab that topside turret too. And, you know, we'll get the replay.
Gen.G looks good, but not nearly as dominant as their first 2 weeks. I think so. I think you're also underestimating that Kwangdong has actually been a pretty good team.
Another look.
Just coming in as a team.
Yeah, just greeting here for topside control and control over a scuttle crab they don't ultimately take. And he just gets caught there with Lehens. Lehens down both summoners now as well.
It's just, you know, a slight overextension. And it's just a really heads-up play from Cuz to just say, I'm gonna.
Cuz is such the hero of this team, guys. He's been so good for like the last year.
Overextension, and Cuz a great play. So once again, it's just back and forth, tip for tap between these two teams.
A lot of errors here from the side of Gen.G, I think, when they're in good positions here, but still, Chovy making proactive plays to bring it back. I mean, this is anyone's game to take right now. Obviously, the Aphelios is big.
Yeah, Kwangdong beat KT and D+. It kind of showed that it wasn't a fluke. Thanks, Quid Bro Quo. What a great name.
Slowly working towards getting that MR, but still, he is just going to put
Najafan thinks that they're a razor cake.
And he has no flash. There's an easy ball delivery here with Cuz, as we've talked so much about with his Jarvan here. So it doesn't matter necessarily how many kills Pays has, or that he has an IE second item here at 20 minutes, because if he instantly dies, none of that will actually matter.
It's me, Fez. Thank you for your tier 1 sub. You guys are very generous today. Appreciate it.
Against this Aphelios, and so far he is.
Got a little fight in the bottom side here due to feeling the effects of armor against lethality. Can sometimes not matter in the case of...
Thank you, Hazy Grays, for your Twitch Prime sub.
Yeah, even one single Mountain Drake.
And Disco Shell for your tier 1 sub. Thanks, guys.
118 armor is what I just saw. Yeah, big.
I do appreciate your subscriptions. And we have new emotes. Great new emotes for you. All the raccoons your hearts could desire.
Not doing a whole lot of damaging to
How's my experience been streaming this much? Good. I've been enjoying it. Helps me remember the games even better to be talking about them. Also, it's helpful that I can use the 1,000 monkeys at the typewriters to ask questions about which rel emote that was, so I don't have to look it up. Bluefit, thank you. Wicked Carouser, thank you both for your Twitch Prime subs. How has it been for you guys to have me streaming more? That's the real question. We're all on the content train. We're putting all the VODs up onto the Bangers Only channel. We're putting edited videos up now. Trying to revive my primary YouTube channel. What's my?
He could just look to play Calibrum style and just try to ult from afar and just follow up on big ults.
Well, this Twitch chat is useful because you guys are the erudite elite. You know, you're not a bunch of nephews. You actually care about analysis in the game and contributing.
His flash is basically back up now too for this fight. So
MonteCristo Rage, you will get more views, I think. Well, maybe when I'm less tired, guys. I will say that streaming 6 days a week and doing 6 podcasts and running a business with a newborn and a 3-year-old who has not been in school because he's been on winter break the last week has been challenging. I don't get paternity leave, guys. The show must go on.
They have done a great job. So Bulls,
can I explain the nephew thing? Yeah, it's from the NBA subreddit. So the concept of the nephew is that it's like the young guy who is trying to tell you about the history of the game of basketball, right? And who has like outrageous takes.
of damage.
They have
Who has
double
outrageous
buff as a
takes?
team, Kwangdong Freaks. Look at the timing of this. They have done a great job. So Bull's got double buff. He's got the
You know, it's like the mob. It's, for example, it's like the mob of Faker fans who never actually watched the first 3 world championships that Faker won. So they have this really bizarre, like, current perception of Faker. Like, oh yeah, he's still so individually good. It's like, dude, you didn't even watch when he was individually good. Like, the reasons he's good now are not the reasons he was good 8 years ago. 3-year-olds go to school. They go to preschool.
importantly, it looks like he just lost it, unfortunately, but really important for just the consistent zoning and harass. Now he's got to back away as they move into mid. Here comes Chovy's clone, and they had to respect that, especially after that last play.
Cuz looking for an angle on Pays here.
So I got all the boomers, man. I got all the uncles
And he's just not gonna find
in
it,
the chat.
unfortunately. Dudu trying to
Educating
sweep
the
around so they can
nephews.
Sandwich Pays. That's how you win this fight.
How's your
Kwangdong
sleep been,
Freaks.
Monty?
Everyone's
Dog
grouped up
shit.
too, as
Thanks.
Oriana ball
Thanks
could
for
be
asking.
massive.
Could be massive. King getting pretty far ahead of his team. Canyon looking for the ult. Look at that.
I'm like a zombie right
Did
now.
Absolutely nothing, and now
Everyone's grouped up too. As Oriana
The struggle
ball
is
could be
real.
massive.
could be massive. King getting pretty far ahead of his team. Canyon looking
That's such a good reaction. So he does pull 2 flashes off, but this opens up the opportunity just for a counter engage right here, right?
Massive.
Could be massive. King getting pretty far ahead of his team. Canyon looking for the ult. Look at that.
Bulldog also flashes out, so you actually get 3. He gets 3 flashes, but the turn can be absolutely huge here because now you can catch Pays. Canyon's not in range to do anything. Follow up with the tidal wave.
Not even hit much, but they do get Anvil. Is that enough? I don't think so. Dudu is wreaking havoc in that backline. Keen is Cassante, so maybe he can just 1v5, but Pays was never.
That was a
into that
very,
fight.
very good
Yeah,
reaction
he's sitting
to
at 1400
Canyon's
damage. That fight has
engage.
to stay so far away from everybody, and that is
And really
exactly what I
crucial
was
too,
talking
because
about.
even though it
The
costs a
best
lot of
chance
summoner
you're gonna
spells,
get is either kill Pays
you
or
actually do need to
re-engage.
pick
And
up this
because
Ocean
you
Soul, because
mentioned it was so
Keen's
perfect,
Cassante
they
with an
just
Ocean
goes
Soul
in,
would be an
they
absolute
walk
nightmare.
away, and then the re-engage
Canyon,
comes
the Rel with
through.
an Ocean Soul would be,
Because
soul would be
that is
very
all
annoying
you
too.
need is Kwangdong Freaks to secure the fight. Even if you don't kill Pays, he can't get anywhere near anybody because Dudu's positioning also so great.
Ooh, gotta be careful with that gravitum. They've been struggling with that all day long, but doesn't
Thank you,
matter too much. But
Hellion743.
yeah, that was an
Welcome
excellent
back.
fight from the side of Kwangdong
I
Freaks.
appreciate
They
your
denied a
subscription.
soul.
So watch Cuz in this moment here as the re-engage comes through, because Canyon sees, okay, they're kind of grouped up here. They really only hit Bulldog, and then Cuz is like, everybody's in a choke. I'm getting on top of Pays. Ball comes in, and then there's just no damage here anymore. Bull, look at him free hitting here, and even though Keen tries to get in and actually tank a ton of that damage, he just gets burned down here. They can't break through.
Thank you, Pen Lisiak 107 for the Twitch Prime sub.
The Aatrox, and he can't get into range to actually follow up on any damage. So
Yes,
he's like,
the
I'm not dying, I'm
Riven
not dying,
was
but
Faker played was
eventually,
versus
yeah, he's gotta get out
Nagne
there.
in the
If
finals.
The entire fight, nobody's grouped up, and your
Versus
Aphelios
Cassio
is
mid.
zoned away. You just don't have the damage.
Thoughts
Now
on
Pays
Zeus innovating,
has
pulling out
done
of Zach
damage
as a
on his
legit
team,
counter to
but
Cassante? I don't know if
feel
that's a
like
legit
Kwangdong
counter,
Freaks
dude.
can make fights look
We
like
can't
that
take
more
away
often.
anything from the
He's not gonna
Breon
get
match.
involved
Like,
too much
that's some
more.
happy gaming,
Now,
man.
That was a lot of summoners burned, by the way, on both sides. A lot of flashes away from Canyon's engages, Magnus Storm, and then, of course, a lot of flashes away from the Oriana Jarvan combo. So
Insanity was huge on Sion again today. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he picked Sion again. I had a bet from esports bet on NRG or on Shopify for the upset at 3.0 odds. So I woke up and I was like, hell yeah.
Every aspect of this rift right now, and if your AD carry gets into engage range, that's it. We take Baron. Period. And you can see here some of the damage in this game. Bulldog doing way more. He's hitting a ton of these combos just by the aspect of Cuz's ability to put that ball where it needs to be. Plus,
Butt
he's
Poncho,
constantly
thank you.
looking
You
for
made it from
harass
YouTube
for
to
chip
Twitch.
damage wherever he can get it. And despite all the MR being stacked up here, you know, he's halfway to some Magic Pen himself. And Kwangdong Freaks, they've got enough control, they think, to just start this one up.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sweep out these larger
Manasar,
hits as
thank
well
you.
nowadays,
Wow, you
especially
guys are
in
lots of subs today. Thanks.
that one control load, which is pretty poor, to be honest.
Very
Yeah,
generous.
Not great.
Yeah, should be in front of
You
the
can't give
Baron.
money on
They're just
YouTube?
gonna
Oh,
engage.
okay.
Nobody has flash,
I don't think
you
I
know?
have. I don't even think I have memberships set up on YouTube, so that would be impossible anyway.
It's pretty poor, to to be honest.
Yeah, not great.
Welcome back,
Chovy
Shobes.
in front of the Baron. They're just going to engage. Nobody has flash, and they're all running away. Gen.G are not grouped up, and can any...
Dude, Andal like kind of sucked the first 2 weeks, but he's just gotten better and better. Like
Over the wall by the chains from the
his
Aatrox,
Nami play
and that
this
is
game
the
has been
end
really
of the
good,
Gen.G
particularly his tidal
jungle,
wave
and they're all
usage.
as well
Because you never really want to use tidal wave as a primary engage, obviously, but as a disengage tool or a secondary engage, it can be really, really good. It also prevents counter engages, which is what they're really doing with it here. So they catch Kenyon out, and it basically, this basically seals the pick, right? Because it makes sure nobody can actually save Canyon.
Over the wall by the chains from the Aatrox, and that is the end of the Gen.G jungler.
No jungle anymore. They could use some of this honey fruit to heal back up here.
Your long shot bet on Cloud9 going 0-3 is looking, but no, that wasn't my long shot bet. My long shot bet was on Shopify 3-0.
Teleport.
Credit to Degon though, whose long shot bet Degon got 5.0 odds on betting on the Immortals Cloud9 upset. And he put 250. He made like $1,000 bucks.
From their positioning in team fights, it is not going to be easy.
Shit's hilarious.
Look at the flank to hit an ult, but he is getting a nice angle here.
Dudu on the flank.
And we got a couple of flankers, but look at Chovy on the top side. He's zoning them away as Cuz is going to go down, and so does Ondil. The angle from getting a nice... Yeah, I mean, they're going to force Gen.G to move into this.
Remember that they still have no flashes on Bulldog Bull and Anvil from the fight around Drake, so this is actually pretty risky. In my opinion, you know, to try and do this with no flashes and no tidal wave for disengage, I think is just a mistake from Kwangdong. You actually just don't even have to take this. Like, you're in a gold lead right now. The game is not under a significant amount of pressure, and you do have kind of a slow Baron take.
Got a couple of flankers, but look at Chovy on the top side. He's zoning them away as Cuz is going to...
You know, Chovy's flank is very effective because they don't have flashes. Bulldog just taking over the wall. They actually end up giving up Baron for this play. You know, one thing about Kwangdong has been, like, they do make quite a few macro errors where they try and play too aggressively. You know what I mean? And there's really no point to doing this because you do have your TP timer. You have 2 TP timers up, and the waves are not as pushed as they could be. Like, you can actually just play for map pressure right now and get some deep wards in. You know, and play for the next Drake. Yeah, it's going to be the Soul Drake or play for Baron. But I think this is just better to kind of incrementally play this out because you're just not going to be able to turn effectively when you have no flashes and you're dealing with the possibility of Nico flank. So even though Canyon is dead and you think you want to take advantage of this moment, it's better just to get vision pressure right now because you yourselves, you know, have so few resources, and especially without the tidal wave to just stop the engage.
Teleport. Yeah, I mean, they're going to force Gen.G to move into this. And based on what we've seen from their positioning in team fights,
you know, you're basically a 1 Nico flank away from dying. Or Keen actually just dragging you over the wall, which is exactly what happens to Bulldog. Nicely played by Keen there, scooping Cuz into the fight. Gets the kill. Keen's so good, man. Keen is so good.
Gen.G, they find a very nice 4v5 team fight.
Oh, so close to greatness, but so far. Pull him away. They just could not hold him onto Canyon. They decide to go for it a second time, but don't back away.
Other team has no flashes too. That matters less. Guys, it matters less that the other team has no flashes because you have to stay on the Baron. You know what I mean? And so if they set up a flank and you're in Baron pit, you need flash more than they need flash.
Tidal wave is used though, and tidal wave is your best tool to control this Baron zone right now. Chovy gets the wraparound here as well, and Bulldog is just Keen so
Chovy also has Rocket Belt.
Off of him, not really, and then he just goes unstoppable, pulls Cuz away, Cuz gets burned down, and then Bulldog's the next one to get caught by Q3, and then he's pulled over the wall into Pays. Easy double there, and then Dudu, unfortunately, alone cannot do anything. Started off great, but without tidal wave there, and without the...
Kwangdong gets too greedy, you know? Kwangdong has problems like sinking waves to provide pressure. We saw that when they got caught out kind of in the mid as well when they were playing against D+.
They still have a tanky Cassante.
You know, they get too eager and they don't do the setups right. And then Cuz bails them out in the end. That's kind of been the
Also,
the theme.
Chovy's
Like,
ult,
Cuz
even
has
though
some
it
mega
didn't kill anyone,
plays.
it zones, the damage
But these
away
are
from the rest of the
fixable
team fight,
errors for
so,
Kwangdong.
yeah, just a very
And
broken
CV
up
Max
fight
is
that
a good
Gen.G handled
coach, so
much more
you'd have to
quickly.
think that
And you can
this is
see
going to be
that
solved
experience
at some
coming
point.
through from that roster. It's working out for them. Now they're working towards this Ocean Soul. They'd like to pick it up
Flamin'
here if
Waffen,
possible.
thank
They
you
still
for your
2 minutes
Twitch Prime
on the
sub. I don't think I got to you. Sorry about that.
It's not over yet, but certainly Gen.G have taken the reins pretty big time in this game.
I don't know what's going on with Kwangdong, man, but this is a different team than what we've been seeing from them all season. And
Like, you think, oh, we killed the jungler, but you have to consider that they could still 4v5 you.
Even if it's not the right call, at least I'll champion that, you know. As now trying to push in here onto Keen.
Bulldog is flanking them, and so is Dudu. He's trying to wrap around on them right now. Very interesting position, but Keen's going to get the engage once again, and there's Chovy.
Chovy now has flash up.
Bull immediately, and that is the end of that. They have a huge combo. They take out Chovy, and Dudu is unchecked in the back line, but Pays, can he get the 1v1?
It's a nice flank by Dudu, but...
He gets some help from his team.
Oh, he got it, actually, thanks to Ori.
In the backside, he's
This is actually crazy. Dudu's huge, and he's just lifesteal tanking.
How are Kwangdong Freaks win? Never mind, there's desperately, he gets some help.
The thing is, in these skirmishes, though, this is where ulting K'Sante really shines, right? Because you can't target him with a bunch of people and burst him, so he just does a bazillion damage. Pulls him in with Q3.
Dudu comes back. He's trying to help out. Can he
Another Q3.
take down Keen? I'm curious about this one.
Holy shit, Keen's dodging everything, dude.
Top laner in this position. It looks like
Keen is so good, man.
Dudu trying to hit the Qs, and it's not gonna matter if you want.
Okay, people will complain about... I feel like people will complain about K'Sante here, and there is truth to that. Like, what's K'Sante's items? Spirit Visage, Thornmail, Iceborne Gauntlet, Anathema's Chains. The Anathema's Chains is probably on Ori, right? We should probably assume it's on Ori. Maybe it's on Aatrox? Like, so we can complain about K'Sante, but can we also appreciate how fucking good Keen is? Because most K'Sante players couldn't do what Keen does here. So Keen starts zoning Cuz off the Drake. He's doing his job, marking Cuz, saying, no, you're not going to come in here. Q3 is down. Q. Goes back in. There it is again. Forces a flash, actually.
Trying to wrap around on them right now. Very interesting position.
Right? Because he sees Chovy coming in with the ultimate. Chovy has Rocket Belt and Flash, though, so he gets hit anyway. Tries to lock them up. Cuz dies. Dudu is playing lethality Aatrox, so he does a bazillion damage to their back line. But watch Keen here. All out. Onto Bulldog. Hitting all his Qs. Hitting... He's got Iceborne proc on the ground. Hitting all his... Weaving all his autos in. Forces Bulldog's flash. Comes back around. Dashes. Pulls him in with Q3. Got a bazillion damage. Q3 again. Dodges chains. Dodges... Q3. Then look at this, guys. He reads the over the wall from Aatrox. Blast cones back in. Repositions, gets his shield. Perfect.
Get your copy pastas out for that one. He's gonna
like,
do 8k damage.
K'Sante shouldn't be able to do that, but Keen fucking hit and dodged everything.
I mean, there is so much to talk about with this fight. You know, you press spacebar to put your champion directly, perfectly in the middle of the screen. Pays is positioning against that.
7.8k on a tank still isn't fair. Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't be an 8,000 damage K'Sante on a tank build. Aatrox did 9,000, but he's on a lethality build.
stands on top.
Get your copy pastas out for that one. He's gonna go do 8k damage in the
It was a really good play, guys. Like, we can get mad at Cassante, but Keen fucking styled on them. He styled on Dudu there.
You know, you press spacebar to put your champion directly.
Because you have to remember, guys, you complain about Keen. Okay, so let's complain about Cassante. Remember, Cassante nukes his own health bar and all his armor and MR in favor of items. Right, guys? So he is fighting. He is fighting an Aatrox with approximately the same amount of HP as him, right? Oh, a little over 2,000. Okay? Lethality Aatrox should fuck up Cassante when he's in all out. And Keen is in a 1 versus 3 where he has to take care of Orianna. He's now lower HP than Dudu is. He's now at 1k, 1200 HP approximately. So Dudu has double his HP. Dudu's getting stunned here. And Keen, if Keen doesn't dodge everything, guys, he loses this.
Who is the better top laner in this position? It looks like Keen, as he's over the wall, Dudu trying to hit the Qs, and it's not
Keen wins this because he outplays it.
Cassante stands on top.
Get your copy pastas out for
you know what I mean? Like, if Dudu hits, if Keen doesn't dodge all of that, and you could say, well, Keen shouldn't be able to dodge all of this stuff with his a bazillion dashes, and that's true, but he did have to dodge all of that to stay alive.
Put your champion directly, perfectly in the middle of the screen. FaZe's positioning against that flanking Cassante, the Bulldog wrapping around, could not have been better. He still ends up going down, and it's still a great play from Dudu, and he does lock him down and kill him as Bulldog pushes through the top side. But at the start of this
but he's not a tank when he's ulting, guys.
fight,
That's the thing. He can be exploded during all out.
To get on top of the Sibelius, which is just insane. This player who's
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of bullshit, but like also Keen is really good. Keen does deserve credit for this mega play.
And Dudu, with all this lethality, will help burn him down.
I hope they show it from Keen's perspective, because I want to see his movement. Here it is.
Let's just sit on it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was focusing on to the squishy backline that, of course, Keen is just here. He's so tanky. He is Cassante.
Okay.
He also oh, by the way, I didn't even notice this. He gets Ghost back up in the middle of this fight. If he doesn't get Ghost up, he may not be able to footwork this, because the Ghost timing is exactly what he needs to start dodging all of the Aatrox shots. I think he loses without Ghost, guys.
It was really funny about this when you said, like, let's see who wins this actually, because for me, and I think for you as well, there was never any doubt.
Oh my God! There was never any doubt.
There was never any doubt. Lehens is loving it. We knew that Cassante was
Keen is such a beast, though.
With all that army he's got stacked up, and obviously with his ult rolling against the Aatrox, there was no way. Unless Keen messed it up, but it's Keen, man.
Yeah.
I trust
Glad life is good, DixMX.
Imagine if he picked Yone in this game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it would have been nearly as effective. You know, maybe Dudu doesn't get this big. I don't know. You know, it's the
But I think it was very fortuitous that Ghost came off cooldown right exactly when he needed it to dodge everything that Aatrox was throwing at him.
Dudu's in a lot of trouble. He's being collapsed on here. He's got Canyon, and a little play from Cuz, trying to get on top of Chovy here, but the Pop Blossom going to help out quite a lot. Doesn't seem to matter, though, and now Kwangdong Freaks are turning this around.
Yeah, but how do you kill Keen now? How do you kill Keen? He's got Ocean Soul.
Can they kill Cassante, though, is the real question. I don't know if they can.
I don't know.
I actually think they can. I think they can.
I don't think they can now.
I think it's impossible.
He has anathemas. Like, he just will not die. He will not go below 1/3 health. It will not happen. Bulldog is dead as well.
Yeah. Pays eventually.
That's it. Credit to Keen, though. Keen fucking won this game.
Is Keen in this game.
He's got armor. He's got MR. He's got percentage-based damage reduction. He's Cassante, and he will not lose this game.
Oh, Bull. Yeah. Just, you know, trying to put up a little defense, but nobody can defend against Cassante.
That was legit one of the best Cassante plays I've ever seen, though, guys. Like,
gotta hand it to them.
Big credit to Keen.
Gen.G were the stronger team, and they will take them down in 34 minutes and 7 seconds.
What a great game, though, of League of Legends that we just watched. And
I love Keen.
I gotta say, there were some angles to vote for Chovy. FaZe got some early kills. His positioning was
It's on
phenomenal.
Lucian for the chains.
But with how that last fight went and with how much Cassante, the game became so much about Keen that I would be shocked if he doesn't pick up a 12.
I'm doing fine, Zonado.
Kwangdong Freaks, very proactive at looking for opportunities.
We're getting some decent viewership on YouTube going. If you guys prefer to watch over there, I probably won't talk to them as much as I do with Twitch chat, but the quality's better, so you got that going for you. Thanks for streaming on YouTube as well. Sure thing. I was concerned it would it would make people unsubscribe to the channel, but I don't think that's really been true. Seems like it's just kind of additive, which is nice.
The gold lead was tiny. It was back and forth. And Kwangdong Freaks suddenly became a strong team, Valdez. This team is good.
Yeah.
There is no
This
denying
team is
it.
actually really, really good.
I prefer to
think
watch
Gen.G
Elephant on
played
YouTube than Twitch.
Quite a strong game. And yet, still Kwangdong Freaks
yeah,
almost
I think that's a common.
Cassante with one Sheen item and only tank items.
That is a common feeling, because actually on LFN, our YouTube viewership is now like 2 or 3x higher than our Twitch viewership, which I find very interesting. You know, since we did that, there's like twice as many live viewers on, or more, on YouTube compared to Twitch. Using the Restream bot to link the chats. Yeah, I'll get around to that. Life's been busy.
You know, we could have dealt with the Cassante if we had played this better.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
let's see.
I think that it's probably going to get banned in the second phase.
YouTube chat always gets ignored. We're used to it. I'm trying to be better.
Respect to the Orianna, which I think is very warranted, is just going to mean that they can't run this draft back. And now we get to have the conversation about like Poppy Talia again that we were discussing in the first.
Much more ad friendly than when you have ad block. I think people also have YouTube Premium, so they don't even have to block ads.
Can keep it in your wheelhouse. See if they want to.
Probably has something to do with it.
Play Aphelios in this one as well.
I like to be able to listen or keep YouTube in the background or while phone is locked. Yeah, that's true, Shubs. There are lots of good points. I mean, it's a better media player, right? You can rewind it and then switch back to live. YouTube Premium exists. No, YouTube's just a better platform if you don't want to be part of chat or you don't care about that. Family plan is up to 6 accounts. Yeah, I might have to look into YouTube Premium for my family. That's pretty good. I didn't know that.
We saw last game as well.
Vi is available.
Vi is up
because they banned Orianna instead.
But this means now, if you're Gen.G, if you lock the Lucian here, they might just go Milio Vi and then pick Aphelios anyways. And Vi is quite powerful here.
All right, so we're back to no Corki, no first pick Corki here. Going to take out the Orianna for Bulldog this time. And we're just going to see
or if they want to lock in
same Lucian Nami versus Milio Aphelios. Vi was not banned this game, so Kuz is going to take that. Rel back, so Sejuani's up, so we're switching it up. It's Canyon's other champions. You know, his tank champion pool, Sejuani, Maokai, and Rel, what he's been playing a lot on Gen.G.
So now it gets really tricky. I feel like Gen.
No Trist.
Which is
no LeBlanc. Are we going to see Azir picked here? Nope. Yone. Okay, so Chovy likes to play Yone into Azir, so probably this is just saying, like, okay, well, Kwangdong, if you want to take Azir, then you're going to have to play this into it. It says it's going to be a Kali in the mid lane, and back to Aatrox, and back to, Udyr, okay. Keen has been a monster Udyr player, by the way.
Very difficult for the Aatrox to win out in that flank. You can do the same thing to an Akali. If you find her there, you stun her, and then suddenly Sejuani's on top of the Akali is dead. So bodyguard duty here for King. He's already picked up a POG on this Udyr by doing just that for Pays earlier on this season. So yeah,
I'm very new to esports and League. I feel very frustrating watching the Four Horsemen not seeing waves of outrage created. Was ostrich-like behavior the norm? I mean, I think the problem is that there isn't anybody but us to speak about these messages. The issue with the industry is that there's no independent media. I mean, we're called Last Free Nation. We didn't actually think it would be literal, guys. But now with Faceit and ESL merged and owned by the Saudi Arabian government, and the developers controlling the esports. So if you work, if you want to work on League of Legends and you're in the media, like if you're a caster or if you're a co-streamer, you have to work with Riot Games, or they fire you if you're a caster, or they revoke your co-stream access. So nobody can say anything. Nobody can say anything.
Sure there. He's got the pause as well.
It's bad, man.
He's probably saying bite it somewhere on that. Here's the Kwangdong Freaks composition. Extremely low range. Very much all in. Like, if they get a fight, everybody's just pressing all their buttons and they're going forward. We'll see how that works out for them.
Very concerned if they do not kill Pays, like we talked about in game 1.
Kill Pays at all. And he just plays tank jungles.
Sojin, thank you. You're back.
Yeah. We don't talk about that one brand game.
I recall you. Thank you once again for your tier 1 sub.
Tank jungles.
The Heat podcast, just who watched it last night. I know, man. Heat's such a good movie.
Branded Graves, that
You guys should, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the LFN Culture channel for our movie and TV content. Fish Stall, thank you for Twitch Prime sub. Do you think esports are slowly dying? Nah. I mean, it's still very popular. There'll be a new title eventually that'll get even bigger. I don't know what it is. Nobody knows.
They've got some strong permafrost potential here.
Yeah.
Have I heard of Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx? Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, Cuz should have seen the very end of that.
I think he did. He must have.
All right, so deep wards on both sides of the map right now.
Some of us sad. Namely myself.
So they're trying to track Vi really early on. This could be indicative of some kind of early invade. Because again, as my chat knows, what is Vi before level 3? Vi is a turd. So sometimes you try and flush the turd before the turd gets powerful.
I don't think it was pinged.
He definitely would have pinged it if he saw it, right? Like,
yeah.
So maybe he didn't actually, in fact, see it.
You may have not noticed it, even if it was visible right at the end. But that's going to be some good information. Chovy, obviously, his Yone is insane.
Yes.
We remember that one game that he played against, I think it was Gen.G at the time with BDD, right? And it was a massacre in favor of Chovy's Yone.
So the reason why I say that about Vi is we saw Zeus
on
a Yone invade at level 1 into a Vi in topside jungle that was super effective. Harder to do that versus Udyr because Udyr is actually, can duel stuff.
This is
but
actually a pretty good angle for them. Flash on top, Ignite on.
Man, it is weird that these level 1s are going the way they are for Gen.G. We've seen these so Melio, Aphelios, like this. Guys, you campfire, use green gun, poke out, right? And they just actually just pop heal and run in immediately. Heal pop by Lehens as well. So nice aggression. I mean, Bull and Andal, they were lane partners and challengers for a while. So they do have some established synergy, but this is just a much better level 1 for Nami Lucian into Aphelios Milio than I've seen in a lot of these matchups.
Level 1 trades in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it was more interesting the first time, but we'll watch it the second time, yeah.
And Bullman just so aggressive, and he's taking Ignite as well into Lucian, which we're seeing much more commonly on Lucians in the bot lane of the professional scene.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually a pretty good angle for them.
He goes, but just gets it flashed on.
And he is just totally lost first.
And he's 100% dead there, so there's no point in flashing.
I mean, when you go for a when you campfire at level 1, as Lehens has, like, it's on such a long cooldown.
You have to respect it.
Yeah, so you just gotta back away. Yeah. I can tell you Lehens is probably not happy with the scenario. And it's not Lehens who dies, it's Pays who's zoned away from his support, and that means he's going to be zoned out of a lot of additional farm here that's super significant. Bull will be hitting level 3 as Pays is hitting 2, and it's a really big problem. Just going to back here, not going to try to put any additional pressure on, but this is so awkward now for the bottom side of Gen.G. Canyon going to try to make a play up here.
Yeah, because it's directly on a ward. Canyon is right there.
So
Additional farm here.
This is the effect of those wards early, right? Is they know Vias 3 has fully cleared bot side. And now Sejuani's going to be able to get in here. You'll see Canyon just go ahead and take his Q over the Baron wall to dodge any possible wards that could have been placed in the rivers or a Raptor, which is smart because there actually is a ward right there to track this exact movement. Cuz is on the full clear. Pretty standard jungle invade. Ward in. Q is still going to be down on Sejuani, but won't be for much longer. This is why those wards went in, guys.
Canyon going to try to make a play up here. Yeah, Cuz is directly on a ward. Canyon is right there, and he'll probably just look for the smite. Cuz will never expect this. There's the smite, goes over the wall, and Canyon is right here. Not going to get a kill.
Nicely done.
I mean, he's Sejuani, but he does steal away the blue, and he is very annoying.
Cuz the victim of
Cuz also not going to hit 4 off of Gromp now.
Here. And he drops one of his own. Canyon will actually clear that.
And so Canyon, even though he hasn't done the bot side, they are going to be even in levels.
Yeah. I mean, Vi's decently fast at clearing the jungle. She wants to hit level 6 for those really
makes an awkward situation. Wow, Canyon's still just like pursuing him over to other Scuttle.
But now sitting at a brush.
Yeah, I don't think he wants. I don't think he wants this. Oh my God, the double bubble!
Double! Oh, I can't even speak after that one. That was insane. Now Pace has to flash, and Bull is totally fine.
He's taking like a million caster minions though.
Take him to in and out after that one. It's not ideal. A ton of damage coming out. Canyon is here, so they are going to be completely fine.
Oh, Bull's going in there. He is looking for death. He is down. Canyon was right here, so double bubble trouble.
This is rather silly, guys. So while all of this is going on, you know, Canyon is actually just bullying Cuz out of the jungle right now. Sees him on a ward. Sees him on a ward that was already placed. Who placed that ward? When was that ward placed?
Now sitting in a brush, trying to threaten Canyon, trying to take over the bottom side of the map potentially. Oh, that was insane.
I'm trying to see when this ward went down. I think Canyon placed it. No.
Bottom side of the map potentially. At least gets
that was already there. Sorry, guys. I just want to see when this ward was placed down. It was a while ago.
And he'll probably just look for the smite because it's very annoying.
Okay, so it was a long time ago, just seeing if Vi was coming along from that. So they do see that Vi's retreating into the jungle.
I can't even speak after that one. That was insane.
And Cuz should obviously be saying that Sejuani could be on Crab. Actually, they're pinging the ever-loving shit out of this river right now. For Bull and Andil to get back. They are pinging the ever-loving shit out of it. This is just Bull being Bull, man, and wanting to go in. They know they're here. They see them. Bull's like, but wait, I could trade up on Toupees. He has no sums. But he just gets knocked back by Melio, and Bubble misses. Canyon Q flashes. A little bit silly. He almost got the kill on Toupees, though. To be fair, he did almost calculate that correctly. To be fair.
In there, he is looking.
Also, it's a very good flash by Canyon. Now, was it worth it? No. Should he have backed off? Yes. Cuz was telling you to back off. There were a million pings. It was obviously where Sejuani was. This is not a worthwhile play. Okay, yeah, if the bubble hits, maybe he lives through this. He almost gets it, but I just don't think it's worth the risk, guys. He should be listening to Cuz, the veteran on his team.
Yeah, it's just like game one. You got it over. Are going to be completely fine. Oh, Bull's going in there. He is looking.
That's true. He may not have expected the double Melio shield. That's true.
For death, he is down. Canyon was right there. That was very over aggressive. He nearly does take out Pace. But again, it's one of those situations where even if you do get the kill, it's immediately traded back.
But it's also the cost of this is so huge. Like, you give a kill over, you now lose like 2 waves of minions.
Gotta just be happy with what you got.
It's a bigger wave that he's missing. Too.
Yeah, this is huge.
It's a cannon wave, though, so maybe he gets some.
The cannon will help mitigate some of the losses, but it's still going to be a significant loss here. And that saves the lane.
Yeah, there's too many minions. It's just an overly ambitious play.
Very rough.
But honestly, you're much happier with Bull attempting to limit tests like that because you can always dial it back. Like, he's got the killer instinct, which is really important.
We'll get that information. He was also winning the trade. It is Aatrox, so you could potentially see him get it back. Chains do come in, but again, he's Udyr, so unless they're going to kill him right now, he will be untouchable.
I always just get fooled by Udyr every time. No matter what, I'm like, wait? Oh, no, he runs away. Like, oh,
hold on!
Oh, no, he's fine.
Yeah. What, this time? No.
No.
All right, that's the one void buff. The junglers don't even look at each other. Oh, they're kind of like side-eyeing each other now. Cuz getting in there, smiting away. One is cannon, and he'll get over the wall.
2 better than 1, Valdez.
2 is greater than 1, yes.
But not significantly better, just slightly better that he gets there. The second one, pushing him away. I don't know which replay we get first. Okay, so the level 1. Let's push forward.
Yeah, he's very vocal.
And then Pays runs down with his ghost here, and Lehend is like, I don't have cooldowns. I'm not a champion.
I am autoing Nami.
Yeah, I am
can't do anything else.
I am a Emilio that auto attacks. That is all I can do. And then here, Bull gets Pays down to like 15 health, but doesn't have one more auto. Great play there from Canyon coming to save it.
Yeah. I mean, Ondel spawned him. And then Bull was like,
double support item on Gen.G. Yeah, this is. I hope we get 14-2 next week in
Last time he
LCK.
sent it despite death and got a kill. This time he didn't. And it now
But getting the support item on Aphelios has been very common. Interesting that Bull did not opt into that this game.
I do admire the whole vibe of the lane.
The gusto.
Yeah, like actually, because as Lucian Nami, you really do want to dominate the early lane stage against this Aphelios Melio and get some very aggressive trades in.
I know you don't have a fixed schedule. I usually stream, at 10, start streaming between 10 and midnight EST.
It's not going to amount to too much.
I'm going to try and do it on the earlier end of that and set up an actual schedule for you guys.
Gen.G have dealt with what was a pretty rough situation.
Should be 14.2. Yeah, they're off next week for Lunar New Year. There is no LCK next week because next weekend is Lunar New Year holiday. And LPL is going until Wednesday, and then they stop for 10 days or so for Lunar New Year. And then LCS just randomly stops for like half of February. By the way, can we talk about just briefly how insane it is, the LCS schedule? Guys, I'm just going to show it because it's so stupid I can't even handle it. I can't even, guys. Okay, so they do Super Week this week, right? So this is the conclusion of the first round robin of play. So instead of taking their break, like, why do we do the first 2 matches of the second round robin, take a 2-week break, instead of taking a 2-week break now, which, by the way, eliminates the possibility of you playing, it says Monday for me, but it's Sunday for you. This is Super Bowl Sunday. So in the American League, they're going to take a 2-week break, but instead of taking it at the natural break point between round robin 1 and round robin 2, and taking a 2-week break that avoids scheduling your matches literally during the Super Bowl, you play the first 2 matches of your round robin, take a 2-week break, and then come back. What? How are they so stupid? Like, just split the schedule between the 2 round robins and don't put it on the Super Bowl if you're going to take. Also, why are we taking a 2-week break? Why didn't we just delay the start of the season 2 weeks? Why does this have to start in January? An anonymous gifter gifted a tier 1 sub to Mad Life. Thank you very much. Isn't the break for Valorant to use the studio? Probably. I'm sure that's it. Because apparently that matters more than LCS. It's for 3 weeks, not 2. No, it's 2 weeks off, guys. The weekend of the 17th is off, and the weekend of the 25th is off, and then it's the weekend of the 3rd. It's 2 weeks off. There are 2 weekends they're not running it. Yeah, the week before break, they won't have fans in house. They already said that for this week right here, that they're not going to have fans in the studio. They're setting it up in a sub studio. So if they're going to do that for 1 week, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying? So here, guys, work with me here. So this week, no fans in studio. It's in a sub studio. So presumably this week, there's a live audience again, right? So all you're doing is moving the week that you have it in the sub studio to the week before this one, to the 28th or the 25th. Right? So you still only have 1 week in the other studio, right? If it is true that the last 2 weeks are back in studio, then it doesn't matter because this week is already not in the main studio. Right? Am I going crazy?
He's got Chovy in there as well. Both the mid and bot lanes going so well for Gen.G that Canyon just gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, Canyon...
I miss you and Doa on the desk. Nito Jr. on YouTube. Well, go to the LFN Culture, Last Free Nation Culture YouTube, and you can watch my podcast that I do with Doa these days.
They can because he's just constantly tracking Cuz. Like, he's allowing these lanes to get the full value. And it's just a symbiotic relationship between Canyon and mid and bot. And no smite and steal here.
They do go in afterwards, but now Cuz is just dead? Yeah, that's going to be the end of him. Potentially here for Bulldog. He does pick up one. Over the wall he goes, and ult is dodged, but here comes Yone, and you can't get away from this guy as Chovy hits the Q3 and picks up the kill.
And push as far as they can because he's just constantly tracking Cuz. Like, he's allowing these lanes to get the full value. And it's just a symbiotic relationship between Canyon and mid and bot. And no smite and steal here.
They do go in afterwards, but now Cuz is just dead.
Cuz actually just inting.
Potentially here for Bulldog. He does pick up one. Over the wall he goes, and ult is dodged, but here comes Yone, and you can't get away from this guy as Chovy hits the Q3 and picks up the kill.
Bit of a disaster here in this second one for the Freaks. I mean, they started off with such a great kill there on the bottom lane, but everything has just fallen apart. And I mean, this is the problem with running a Akali, Lucian, lethality.
I'm getting triggered by the missing Monty Doa comment every week. How are you not pissed off? Because people genuinely mean it and have fond feelings of it. So
you tried anyways.
I want to make sure they can still have those fond feelings, right?
Now the cost of your flash, Chovy gets a kill.
What can you do?
Is ahead. The Aphelios is ahead. You didn't get Dragon. And I mean, I'm not saying the game is over, but your win conditions here are fading fast.
Yeah.
So that's another way of saying it might be.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an issue here as flashing away is Dudu. He's got Vi in the river, but Canyon flashes over the kill.
So that's another way of saying it might be.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an issue here as flashing away is Dudu. He's got Vi in the river.
Can we talk about Canyon Sejuani this game? His mechanics are on point. Great Q flash in the bot lane.
I just don't think he's got enough enough damage.
Flashes over VIQ here. So sexy.
Oh, nearly does it.
I wasn't going to be fooled this time, Valdez.
I got fooled a little bit there at the end, but Udyr gets away without a scratch, without a death, and that is
This Vi was intended to get back into the back line on Aphelios, but it's turned into a disaster.
As another dodge on a bubble, and you know, one misstep, one misplay, you give that to FaZe Lehens, and they will force your flash. As Bull is getting in there, he nearly just lost his life. As if that Q hit, I have to imagine he would be going down.
Bull, or rather, Undil doesn't have heal. I think he does die if he gets hit by that. He's now chugging through his refillable and trying to get what he can out of this wave.
All right, we do have the ults coming out here from the side of Bull and Ondil. They will force FaZe's flash. Nice response.
There were some awkward decisions made by Ondil in game 1 in terms of how he wanted to use his tidal waves and how aggressively use them, but you can't deny this guy will press R and then Q exactly where he needs to enforce a flash. Like, he is so good at Nami so far this season.
Oh, we got some plays down on the bottom side. His Cuz is here. No flash out of FaZe. That's a kill. Bull will pick that one up.
And that's where they were hoping to put the focus down here, but...
Yeah, I mean, these are the plays you have to try to hard force if you want any chance of being relevant in this game. If you're,
you know, you target somebody in the back line with the Vi, like the Aphelios, blow them up with the help of an Akali flank.
You're not getting advantages against Udyr. That's just not going to happen. Chovy is so ahead that he's now taking a 20 CS lead.
Yeah, and in lane is so over right now.
Look at Canyon's flash over this Q. And it's also like a pivoted Q there as well, coming out from Cuz where he turns it, but he just reacts so quickly. Wasn't the like razor thin margin it often is, but it was still impressive to watch.
형.
Yeah.
좋은데? 나이스. 좋잖아.
Well, that's good, they both say. And then over here, Cuz is able to force this one to have a successful kill. I was scared on the live feed.
Yeah, I think Chovy...
LCK replays the best, man. First person into player comms and reactions. So fucking good, man.
Does come in, and there is a Vi nearby trying to burst him down. The flash comes in. The ult hits on the Sejuani. Don't think that was the target. As Ingo's
I think he misclicked that.
Now Chovy just gonna ult away, and that's
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
Two of these tanks, and Udyr.
Oh no.
Going to be okay, I imagine. Unbound Soul does come in, and there is a Vi nearby trying to...
It's kind of a weird misclick, though, because you shouldn't misclick that.
Burst him down, the flash comes in, the ult hits on a Sejuani. Don't think that was the target as Ingo's Bulldog, but now Chovy just going to ult away, and that's the end of Bulldog.
Good hold by Canyon on his ult to hit the Akali, too.
Two of these tanks, and Udyr, again, just gets to do whatever he wants. And this game is falling apart. Gen.G are absolutely shrekking him now. They're going to take down two of these plates in the mid lane turret as well.
Ondil's coming over with Tidal Wave to try to catch them, but I don't think they do. FaZe has Calibrum on the plate. Yeah. Ghost comes out. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, now they're chasing him, and now Dudu's in trouble. Chovy's still here. Q3 hits. That's the end of you.
It's done now, Valdez. It's over.
What happened? Game 1 was so good.
I know. Oh, Bull. It's a good try.
This game's just off the rails now. It's just a Gen.G stomp.
But, yeah, we're not in the same spot we were last game, and with that first topside play, Chovy has flash and ult, and they want to turn that around. You mentioned the...
I hate loving Gen.G. You see this doing LCK, but internationally, it's an entirely different team now, though.
But in this moment
now,
here,
I will say that adding Keen may not exactly solve their international woes, because he has been a high-pressure choker both in LCK and internationally.
Maybe you get out with everybody.
And Lehens was also on the team that under-delivered and probably should have won Worlds in 2022.
Bulldog goes down, then they get Dudu on a follow-up kill here as he returns.
But Canyon has been clutch, so maybe Canyon will lead them to great victory.
And Sejuani Yone thinks he's not going to have a good time, not even close, and that's a ton of money lost. That's why he was trying to go back. He's like, I need this farm. He's not going to get it.
Yep, not this time. And it's no Ocean Soul in this game, as that was the first straight taken.
Why do you think Canyon's tanks have noticeably improved?
Even
I think he's just more motivated this year, guys.
Are you ever going to kill him?
I think it was really hard to be motivated on the D+ roster last year. Showmaker was kind of playing like a bum and didn't seem to give a fuck.
He's over the wall.
His team had no macro, no voice, no shot calling.
Respect it. And at this point, it's kind of rough. You mentioned the compositional issues from Kwangdong Freaks. It's like, well,
People couldn't carry on that team unless he was on a carry champion, so playing tanks just felt useless. But he did just like legit in some games on tanks himself.
You know, I like that we put the jungle diff up here because a lot of last year was Canyon POG or no win for D+. Like there was very few.
But I think it's just mental diff, honestly.
Was, he was the POG player of the split.
I think when players get on bad teams
this is a Canyon
in LCK, they just do bad. Remember that BDD and Keen both looked really washed in 2022, and then when they got on KT, they actually like fucking popped off again. So I think some good players on bad teams just check out.
Very nice angle. No cleanse for Bully. Took ignite.
And not that D+ was as bad as like BDD or Keen's teams from 2022, but like comparatively for Canyon to the previous iterations of the Dom 1 roster, they were bad. Oh my god.
Very nice angle. No cleanse for Bully. Took
Super
ignite,
good
so
Glacial Prison.
has to flash it after the fact.
Not
Here
so
comes
good.
Fine,
Moonlight Vigil.
as Cuz is getting on in there, trying to kill Keen once again. That's
Cuz
not
is
the
sprinting it,
target.
just goes in,
As he's
gets
just going to heal
immediately
up. He's got Emilio nearby
stunned
with
by
heal.
Sejuani.
Summoner spell.
W.
And yeah, this is just a bit of desperation. Bull trying to bait them in, and Canyon is taking a bit of damage, but
W and
it's not
E.
gonna matter at the end of it all.
Yeah. Pays misses ult, and they're like, wait a second? Oh no, it's still Keen, still Udyr.
Yeah, he's gonna use Ghost, and Dudu's like, maybe I'll auto. It's not healing all too much. Flash on in, and that's just assassination as Bull.
Pacer this season just hasn't been it.
Yeah.
It's almost like, guys, I mean, it's almost like Pace is still a relatively young player, and Delight was actually secretly the best support in the league, not Lehens, like I told you guys. And Lehens wasn't the MVP.
It's things like this where you don't know where Canyon is, he slides in with the ultimate, and then Pays misses, and you're like, gotta go in. Because at this point, like, what else do you do? You're just gonna walk away and be like, oh, thank God we got out of this one. No, you have to try to make something happen, but it's Udyr. He's too tanky. You're just too far behind. You can't do anything. Even at your best, it's checkmate. You know, the pieces can only move a certain way for this composition anymore, and
I mean, you can't step up to an Aphelios.
I mean, there's just nothing you can do at this point in time. All your carries are too far behind. Your jungler is completely owned.
Bull was trying to sacrifice himself.
Cuz had so many good games, but he got delayed in the jungle this time. And I think also because of the shenanigans that happened with the over-aggression in bot side, he found it very difficult to play around bot, which is probably what they wanted to do.
Now they're trying to get on top of Lehens here. Didn't work out the last time, but Bulldog will get the better of him this time. Chovy ulting in. He's alone. And he's trying to do some damage to Bull, but he's going to go.
You know, I think that's the other price of Bull being too aggressive sometimes, is that when you make the too aggressive plays and then you die and you fall behind, the Vi's purpose was to target the Aphelios and try and get bot ahead. And that makes it a lot harder to do, right?
I'm gonna need a little bit of context
like,
for this one, Valdez.
Sometimes you just have to play a little bit more cautiously so that you can guarantee that you get ahead through the Vi and the plan coming in through the jungle.
Give himself up. And Keen once again is just untouchable, this time on a different champion.
Yeah, he will dodge the bubble.
Oh, this is... All right, Andil's fine.
Yeah, the turret, you know, can pose one of the known enemies of Udyr. Udyr has often outsmarted turrets in the past, you know, but this one, he's not going to be able to push his way through. You know, Udyrs have evolved to learn how to proxy.
Turrets are a known Udyr anti.
Yeah. We're just way too far up here as Gen.G. Inner turret's still up. Wraparound is good here. Chovy, even with his ultimate, is just not going to be able to get out of this. There's just no follow-up because Canyon and Keen was the top side there, so no ability to heal whatsoever. So a bit of a whoopsie here. But then they turn it into a very dangerous situation here on the side of Kwangdong Freaks. Andil takes a ton of damage.
This game's a wash now.
BB steps, little dent in the gold there.
Yeah.
Small dent.
It's like maybe a couple thousand gold, maybe 1,500.
I'm gonna speed it up just because unless something crazy happens, it should just be a stomp.
Maybe not, actually maybe not.
Yeah, no fine print in this one. I think it's pretty obvious.
Because they're already up 2 Drakes as well, even though it's Chemtexel and not super useful.
caught in the ruler spot or the pace spot. As, you know, was
Still
pointed out,
potentially
ruler,
Chemtech Soul going to do a lot of damage for
maybe there's
Chovy
a
on
goal
Yone.
volley, maybe she's a threat, maybe there's a way on one of these
Daily question, Monty, what am I eating? I was eating Greek yogurt with strawberries.
Maybe you can make something happen.
And I had 2 eggs, and I had some whole wheat toast with kipper snacks, which is a kind of smoked herring that I eat for breakfast a lot. It is delicious and very healthy.
Uh-oh. One Scryer's trinket is enough to spot them out in the gank rush. Bubble is good, but you're not bubbling Keen, as he's just going to sprint at them. Bulldog's got a nice angle in the backline, but he is absolutely alone. And, I mean, Kali's very good at jumping over walls. He's going to get over this one. And he gets hit by that whip. That's, that might be that sentence here for Bulldog.
I like
as well.
Chipmunk Valdez.
How far will they go for the kill onto Akali? Far enough, as Keen will pick up his 4th kill in this game.
See, now he's allowed to step up to this inner in this case, because they killed the bad guys, yes. So it's actually safe, it's fine. He's okay to be here. He's not afraid of Bull anymore. He's red-white, and he has a support. Doo-doo, a little bit more concerning, but he's fine. And that's going to be Gen.G getting soul point here. And an additional charge on this Rift Arrow will go through. Poor Cuz, he's trying to do anything he can.
Yeah, Cuz in this game, 0-6. And he had such a fantastic Jarvan game, like so many great reads and plays, but just got so far behind early on in this game that he ended up just kind of being the punching bag for the team. Like somebody had to be the one.
Canyon's just absolutely popping off this game, though.
I mean, the two things that really went wrong is this is just, unfortunately, circling the drain very quickly. The two big things that went wrong
Just
were
the early blue steal ended up having such a huge effect on this game.
Is where they heavily commit, even though they don't have control, they don't prio.
He got a kill out of bot lane on it too, so just really just out muscling Cuz on the Vi.
They have a Fedione and Uzir's unkillable.
Yeah, the Vi can't do anything to Sejuani either. Black Cleaver versus Frozen Heart. Lol. Gonna have Rooker soon too. Canyon will.
Not quite enough at all. We had that 2v2 in the top side, which also did go the way of Gen.G. That was pretty devastating because looks like he is going to die again. Very low, but actually does. Oh, there's a new deer, and there's some stuff going on.
JK, Keen's there to stand on top of him with R.
Cuz is going to go down. It's Canyon being at the punch bag for his team, and yeah, they're just waiting for Keen to get back. I feel like they're just trying to make Udyr also look really OP.
Yeah, I mean, kind of is showing here.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can kill Keen and Canyon.
Taking a lot of the okay, that's all straight to the face of an Ami, and they still don't even
This
care.
is it's Jover, guys.
I mean, Kwangdong sit under their inner turrets. 5 Nova.
Yeah, you gotta try. You gotta. Yeah, he's really gotta find like the perfect angle at this point. And that's
Got Baron.
Canyon with tidal wave to counter. Canyon actually the one who throws it into Handel.
Yeah, Handel's been hit by quite a few of those cannon ults this game. Doesn't always lead to a kill though.
Juju's splitting. He's helping.
And King's just having fun now. Chovy trying to set him up almost as in goes Cuz once again. And yeah, he's getting 0-8 reverse legendary, which we have seen.
Cuz got ripped back on the snapback from Chovy.
But what can you do? This is more of a team
by ulting him.
At this point in time, Gen.G 19-4, trying to end their misery right now. Do it.
Yeah, really, I think compelling game number 1. Game 2, obviously, very well played by Gen.G. Gen.G has had some really clean early games, guys. If you give Canyon an advantage, he will just drive the dagger straight into your heart. And we saw that even versus T1. Sometimes their mid and late game has been a little bit wonky, macro still, but damn, they can snowball.
And just constantly making sure they are aware of
how is T1 has managed to have gold leads while down multiple kills so often? Better laning a lot of the time, plates a lot of the time, better farming, better lane assignments. Is Gen.G top 2 team in the world right now? Top 3 are T1, BLG, and Gen.G. I'll probably do power rankings next week, guys. Hopefully you guys care if I do power rankings or not this year, international power rankings. I need to get through some more games before I have a think about it. But next week will probably be the first week of international power rankings. Is Cuz in your top 5 LCK junglers? Like, he's in top 3 right now. He's been playing amazing.
They almost beat Gen.G in game 1. This team needs to be respected.
Absolutely. Maybe they're a West team. Who knows?
They could be.
Maybe they knock down KT or DK, who look to be the one
joining us.
Do players too? You watch LCS games? Yeah, I do. I watch the interesting ones. Like, I'm gonna watch Cloud9 versus FlyQuest, guys, because I think those are probably the 2 best teams in the league.
Always threatening.
Or will be by the end of spring.
Overextension, let's just say, as
I guess this was the one other issue.
It was a bit of a
happy gaming.
All right, guys, we're gonna get into our next series, which is DK Hanwha, which I thought D Plus might have a chance in with Showmaker's recent performance, but they did lose 2-0.
I want to see this team give Showmaker
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back. Gerbils don't exist. Thank you for your tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. All right, we're into the next one. I'm going to take some Dayquil because on top of not sleeping, I'm also coming down with a cold. Everything's great in my life, guys. Definitely not a husk of a human being right now. Thank you for watching my husk of a human being stream. Have you watched both of C9's prior losses? Yes. I'm going to take a look at, yeah. I probably, would you guys like a video on C9 this week and what I think their problems are? I can probably do that. Butt Pounder 420, the legend. Thank you for your tier 1 sub. Doorpost 877. It's okay. I'm currently watching as a husk too. we're all man husks unite. The difference is like I have to try and be entertaining for you and insightful while being a husk. You just get to sit there staring into my stream. But we are united in huskery. The more I learn about the kids, the more I don't want them. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. Babies are the worst. I don't like babies. But my older kid, who's almost 4, is fun most of the time. So it is very rewarding. It's just the baby phase. I think especially for men. Because, like, I just want to do things with my kid, right? And I just find babies kind of annoying. Wow, Shobes, more gift subs. Thank you. 5 more gift subs. Thank you very much. For the husks. Gifts for husks. Yeah, so the first year and a half, 12 to 18 months is like pretty garbage. But after that it gets good. And my son is a month old. My second son is a month old tomorrow. Now, some women really love babies, man. Some women really love babies. So it is, be aware that it's worth it. And honestly, like, it's really shit when you're going through it. But because you're so sleep deprived and sleep is core to creating memories, you don't even remember how shit it was when you have the next kid. Like, I mean, I knew it was shit, but I forgot just how shit it is. And you won't remember the misery that you went through. You won't even remember. I thoroughly enjoyed the first year, but I got a sugar mama who wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. Yeah, look, it wouldn't be bad if I wasn't trying to work through this. If I had 6 months of fucking paternity leave, it'd be fine. I just sleep during the day. I just take naps. It'd be fine. But instead, I have to, the show must go on, you know? Instead, the show must go on. So here we are.
Just falling apart.
Yeah, and I think as DK, you're not really worried about putting Home Life Esports on red because...
All right, I was really hopeful D+ would put up a fight, especially because of how good Showmaker has been performing, but aiming has been very suspect recently. Kingen has been kind of limited in terms of his champion pool. Lucid and Showmaker have been the bright spots of D+. No Poppy for Peanut. He's got like a 90% win rate. He's 20-3 on this champion in the LCK.
You're probably not playing Lucian either.
Probably well, you could still.
What time is it in Korea? It is 1:25 p.m.
First pick the Lucian in this case, but there's so much to ban. I mean, the Corki's there, the Oriana's there. You could have considered the Vi, right? So you only have a certain amount of bans. And look at this. It's just going to be the Senna first pick.
Okay,
Still
so Senna up
so difficult for
first,
Senna to play this
taking
out
it
without
away
Gen.G.
from
And
Viper
I
and
think that,
Delight.
you know,
You're going Elio gone.
Have to take
and
Nami
Zeka's played
there.
quite a few games of RE Vi
Vi
throughout
is a
his
peanut
career,
specialty.
but I don't think that D+ are necessarily going to.
Interesting that we're taking the Nautilus so
Maokai,
early
very
here.
strong into Vi, is now
More aggressive one.
No surprise we're taking the Aatrox
Any-
so early. That's been the blind
not
for
a
King in
surprise
a lot of
there.
the time.
Let's
Um,
see if they do
Sejuani
ban
has been one of
Kasante
Luce's
or
best
if they'd
champs,
rather
but the Rel was banned here,
focus
so they're
on
really
Zeka
trying to
a little
put
bit here.
Lucid on notice. He's been best
really your
on this
main
team
options at
in
this point
these
in time.
team fighting tank champions.
We'll take away games, and it was probably against weaker teams, but
You just counter pick for, and then you get the counter pick.
All right, Gwen
As
for Doran.
Lilia being
Interesting.
covered here at the all together.
it's just going to be the LeBlanc, and this is something that Showmaker has played a lot. He's played it also in 80s.
About is when
So we have seen the
Holly was
Showmaker
at her
LeBlanc.
strongest, especially in like week one, where
it
seemed like this
struggled.
pick was
The AD
because-
LeBlanc versus Kwangdong. I hope it's an
his
AP
pick,
one
it's
this
his
time,
trademark.
given that the rest of the entire team comp is AD.
It's how he was able
Finally, I get a Zeka Akali game. How long have I been waiting for this? How long, guys?
to help his team win Worlds back in 2022, and he is going to lock it in here into the LeBlanc. So very volatile, the composition that Hanwha has put together here. It's not going to be that sort of sit back and scale for Viper style. It's going to be a little bit more tempo-based. It's a lot more aggressive. When they slammed that Vi pick down in first rotation, you knew it was likely to be that style of composition. Fights very
First 20 minutes.
Finally, I've been waiting so long. King and Aatrox, Zeka Akali. That's right.
Here we go. Game number 1 of
DRX
match
skins.
26. You know, Wolf, we're already almost a third of the way done.
Are there any channels that rebroadcast LCK and LPL for Western time zones? There's a channel called @MonteCristo. It actually curates the best LCK and LPL games in Western time zones.
Yeah, it's true.
Isn't that crazy?
We take a break next week.
I don't know if you knew that,
No,
Butt Pounder.
Spoilers. And then we are going to be going into the end of round round 1. Be halfway through week 4, so it does feel like it's
through
flown
week
by.
5.
I thought it was halfway through week 4. It's 9 weeks,
Yeah,
so
5 is in the middle.
4.5.
미니언들이 산성되었습니다.
Guccino Bez, hi.
4.5.
Bro, it's late as fuck on the
Wait,
East
wait,
Coast.
That's after 4 weeks, and you add a half.
Cormac McCarthy, thoughts,
so it's
opinions,
in the middle
favorites,
of
if you have read some
Oh,
over on YouTube.
alright,
Yes,
fine,
he's my
Valden,
favorite.
alright.
I used to say favorite living author. I will
don't know
now
what we
say
said about not
favorite
doing
modern
math on
author.
stream.
Yeah, but we're still
Obviously,
technically
Blood
living.
Meridian,
Yeah, I know.
the Border Crossing
it is
trilogy. I just
4.5
spilled
weeks.
coffee all over
Yeah.
my.
It just-
All over
just
my
don't have
mouse
4.5
pad.
week. Yeah.
Nice guys, today's going great. Today's going great.
3.5. I'm glad we figured
Border
that
Crossing
out.
trilogy, all the pretty
Zeka,
horses, the crossing,
14
and
5.
cities on the
Probably
plain.
would have played this champ more, but I guess.
Bangers,
It's
bangers,
been-
bangers. I haven't read his latest 2 books though.
Yeah.
Well, especially
His
in
last
positions
2 books, I
where
should say.
you could counter Azir with it, which was quite common in 2022.
Dude, I've spilled coffee on this mouse pad so many times.
His Azir has come a long way. You know, back
Good thing
then
it's
we were
cloth;
like,
it just absorbs it
yeah,
into a
like,
glorious new coffee stain.
Have one of the. Ooh, that's a big electrocute proc. Aiming did have one of the biggest mistakes I have seen in a while in professional play, and I'm hoping that he can bounce back.
Rogaine St. Vicious misses paying $8 to see Killa OGN games, but he won't even pay my stream $5 to watch Killa OGN games. So
He looked very.
I don't know where this guy's
all
priorities
serious
are.
mode, when I saw him there in the seat, so I'm expecting him to be very, very focused on this one.
Good shroud
What
here
happens?
from Zeka, so he cannot.
I'm about to.
over there. And
I
yeah,
just love
and
calling
think,
people out.
honestly,
It's
that
too,
was
it's too funny.
burden shared between him and Kingen in terms of that turret aggro situation. For those who did not watch the Kwangdong series earlier this week, it was definitely a jaw-dropping moment.
I just shame you guys
the
into
Beatles
subscribing.
Fans on cam afterwards and how upset they were. It was game losing.
It's very effective.
Obviously, therefore, series losing of a mistake.
How would
So,
you rate
hope to see
Zeka
if
compared
they
to the
bounce
other
back from what
LCK
he
mid
is
laners?
as, a
Quite
lot of people are
badly
saying,
at the moment.
aiming looking
At least in the
consistent
present
this
meta,
season
but it
despite some
is
of the
good to
losses
see him
up
on the
until that
Akali
moment.
because that's what's been
Absolutely.
missing. And a meta where Akali has been quite strong as he just hasn't been playing. Rogaine Saint Vicious! Thank you for resubscribing for 1 month at Tier 1. I appreciate that very much. You're the best, and you have a hilarious name.
Hitting this at exactly the same time. Lucid, you gotta know about that brush. You do not have your own.
Oops, wrong button, sorry.
Also going for his own full clear and is hitting this at exactly the same time. Lucid, you gotta know about that brush. You do not have your ult. That's a bubble, and Lucid's in a lot of trouble.
Lucid, buddy, I love you, but that was not it.
Kellen might be the one who has to flash
He's got a hook.
as well. The heal is coming in.
Hook.
Q from Vi once again, and Kellen
Hook.
is
Nope,
first
Peanut just gets first blood.
as Peanut takes him down.
Kellen has to pay for the sins of Lucid, who is wandering around in circles. So he sees them, interrupts their back, I guess falsely assumes that they're just going back, even though they pop the scrying orb right there, or the scryer's bloom. So he should have seen that.
Hitting this at exactly the same time. Lucid, you gotta know about that brush. You do not have your ult.
And then he gets bubbled straight into a Vi engage and gets Kellen killed.
As now Kellen might be the one who has to flash as well. The heal is coming in.
I Eat Llamas, thank you for your Tier 1 subscription. Thank you, thank you.
As Peanut takes him down.
Yeah, that was a bit of a overextension. That's my new favorite caster safe word.
Yeah.
And it will be punished. That is really rough. Now, of course, Kellen down flash, Lucid down flash. Kill goes over. He goes over to Peanut. It's not picked up by Viper, who also committed his flash with Peanut, but big win.
Yeah, there's a ward on the corridor. Yeah, they hadn't moved the lane. You're right. There's a ward right here, so it's very clear they hadn't actually moved back into or towards the lane. They actually see them right there. Very weird. I wonder what the communication was.
One who has to flash as well. The heal is coming in, but a Q from Vi once again, and Kellen is first blooded as Peanut takes him down.
Yeah, that was a bit of a overextension. That's my new favorite caster safe word.
Yeah.
And it will be punished. That is really rough. Now, of course, Kellen down flash, Lucid down flash. Kill goes over. He goes over to Peanut. It's not picked up by Viper, who also committed his flash with Peanut, but big win for the side of Hanwha Life Esports. Look at the gold difference now. And not an ideal situation. You just can't really force these skirmishes early with Senna Nautilus. And even though Nautilus has farm, he doesn't have items at 4 minutes, 3.5 really. You know, it's not like...
Can I do the live game of Hanwha? No, I don't have co-streaming.
You don't win those.
But I will be watching it live because I have to prepare for first thing tomorrow morning when I have the Monty and Wolf show.
Throughput, she's about range, and she doesn't have that early. And when Lucid is this far...
Yeah, Aiming and Kellen are like hitting the wave, maybe trying to hit level 4, but like Lucid's just going on a merry, just, I don't know, like way too far.
I don't know what happened there in terms of communication.
Always. Yeah. And instead of him dying, of course, Kellen has to sacrifice himself for it. But yeah, just a rookie mistake, I guess.
I mean, we've seen a lot of moments from Lucid, to be frank, like this, where in challengers, you go forward there, you try to get some additional information, you don't get punished. We don't see the punish play as high. In LCKCL, just
Peanut's very smart, though. This is a good test of Lucid because Peanut has some of the best pathing and early game active play among junglers in the LCK. So he's going to punish you harder than most other junglers. So probably a good learning experience for Lucid this series.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes.
And I haven't paid too much attention to jungle pathing, but in the last series we saw that both junglers went from top side to bot, full clears. And same thing here, top side to bot. Not sure if it's because they want to get onto that dragon as much as possible or help out their bottom lane as much as possible, or if it's just these two matchups. But, you know, again, if Peanut's ever there, and he may have been able to expect it based on those patterns, you have to respect that. Now, this is going to be Peanut taking the Void Bubs, all 3 of them. So all of the Kevins are happy, but Lucid will be able to get this straight.
So the difference in this game to the last, and you know, it did end up being somewhat relevant for Kwangdong, right, in game 1 where we discussed this a lot, is that this is a Gwen with Bubs, so that's quite significant because part of her existence as a champion is to actually be able to threaten sides and split push, and her having mites, which she will
Yeah, Akali too in the split. Like the Gwen Akali in the 1-3-1 split right here with, 5 or 6 Void Grub stacks is going to be pretty threatening.
So that's going to go wide.
I agree.
It's very true. Anytime you have a real side lane threat, it is something to consider. Singular Hextech Drake is, already getting to work. It's going to be a plate. And we did see one trade between Doran and Kingen that did go Doran's way. And already having a good time. The Hex Drinker has to be purchased by Kingen, which is just going to delay his build even further.
Yeah, really unfortunate when you have to do this as a
Robert Jordan, holy moly, dude.
Where it does happen.
Wheel of Time is so bad.
Aiming's here. Hello, Aiming.
I can't do fantasy books, guys. I can't. The writing is just such trash. Like, even if they have good world building, Quanzept, thank you for your tier 1 sub. Even if they have good world building, the actual fucking writing, Wheel of Time is so unreal bad in terms of quality of prose. It just repeats the same phrases over and over and over again. It's like, it's actually painful to read.
Of course, just from queuing enemies and building that up across multiple lanes, trying to spread that Senna influence as you do have that.
Like, Wheel of Time is dog shit, man.
Extra gold generation.
Like, I don't care if you like the world or you like the setting. You have to hate reading, like the actual act of like consuming sentences, because all Robert Jordan does is repeat the same sentences. Like the characters like tugging on their hair or crossing their arms beneath their breasts like once a page. It's fucking awful.
One of the most difficult champions to
where else would you cross your arms, by the way? If you have breasts, where are you crossing them? It's always beneath.
Hard to see us also under turret a little bit, though.
No, I haven't. I'm not going to read Brandon Sanderson, guys. I have so many books that I would rather read than some trash-ass pulp fantasy.
Yeah, that was must eat the back minions as well.
There's an entire universe of books that are better than Brandon Sanderson, guys.
Everything's just kind of going according to plan down there. There was the one kill, the one oopsie from Lucid, and that did net Life Esports 1,500 gold in the lead.
Sanderson can't write either. See?
As well as
sci-fi greater than fantasy.
Yeah, we do have a CS diff in mid, as Showmaker
like,
is ahead in the
you can't read Hyperion
we mentioned it just
and then be like, yeah, fantasy is just as good as this. You know what I mean?
Away. Amy not able to get a kill or anything like that, but King in here going to walk into this one.
Yeah, trying to take this against Thor and maybe trying to force an ult out, but does not bite the bait.
Really tough, with this item here for Doran. You got to hit all these Qs.
The Name of the Wind has really good pros. Is that the Rothfuss one? I've heard good things about that one. I've heard that he's better.
Right there, I mean, Kingen just pretty crisp.
Yeah, Ender's Game is good if you're a kid. It's a good book for teenagers. It's a good young adult book.
King of the Year, he's just pressing his Q button. Like, he's just kind of hanging out, not really doing much. He's still got World Ender. He's still got his Flash. He's now got Lucid heading up to the top side of the map.
Yeah, really well played. Obviously,
Le Guin, yeah, I've read some of Le Guin stuff. It's better.
And then hitting those sweet spots on the Qs is very critical, because obviously the component that Doran does have increases your damage as you stay in combat, and that's exactly what Gwen wants. She's ready to end up out-trading you and getting those heals off, but the ultimate isn't big. King gets ult advantage. Doran did not have TP, and they're going to lane swap him bottom side here after that play and put Viper up at the top. Showmaker, let's see if he can read this.
Showmaker missed the cannon. Rip. Yeah, -1. Cannon is gone. And Lucid hanging out in the brush. They're definitely going to check into this mist.
But as somebody who actually has studied, like I've done in college, I did like a year-long, small course, like a year-long seminar on romantic poetry. And like, if you know Canterbury Tales and because Keats is a major part of it, like as far as soft sci-fi goes, I mean, Hyperion is fucking amazing as just a piece of literature. Actually very knowledgeable about literary history and trends, incredibly insightful in building on romantic poets and Canterbury Tales. Like,
This
fucking
awkward
A
low
plus,
state here
man.
Where it was very tense.
Dan
For
Simmons,
D+, but they handled it well.
great.
And now they're going to go ahead and take these away, and I think there's not much Hanwha Life, unfortunately for them, can do about it. As Doran was forced to go bottom side.
What would be
there.
my favorite genre?
Really hurts.
Real fucking literature.
Yeah, a little bit of an ouchie.
I don't need a genre.
Going to be happy to pick that one up. Peanut does get this streak.
But
Just trading
good
objectives
books.
in this
That's my
game.
genre.
Yeah, not a whole lot of
I don't need
straight up
I don't need a
here.
gimmick. I don't need fucking wizards.
King
You know what I mean?
Won the trading top. He's going to even things up for now in the CS. He'll even get a plate of his own. He's got some void bub damage now himself.
Yeah, they're going to make a play on Doran.
Now they're looking for it, but the needles come out. The wave is cleared, and now he's even looking at maybe snipe aiming. Does take him down quite a number.
Never underestimate Gwen. Something we learned a long time ago, 2021.
Uh-oh. Now they're trying to dive a Nautilus.
Also difficult.
Vaya's pretty good at diving, but let's see how he gets this one done. The ult does come out, and Delight's just tanking it very nicely. Meanwhile, the top side, there's 4 people trying to take out Doran, and they do, in fact, take out Kellen as well. So a trade of dives in this game as well.
Zeka, though, see if he can survive here. He should be okay. It looked scary for a moment, like they were going to have a successful follow-up there. He does end up holding on to this, so Viper going to pick up a kill. They're going to get some more plate gold here for the Lucian bottom side.
You love
And
seeing the
you put
Viper
Doran
Lucian getting
down,
fed.
But he bought a lot of time, obviously, originally here. This is going to force a teleport out of Showmaker so they can make sure it's guaranteed the kill here, as they know Nautilus is getting dove, so they have to do something. They have to actually get something back. Zeka then comes in here and just holds this, as then over here it's just Delight really great.
Why is Nautilus bot side alone?
I mean,
Yeah, they're going to make
So
play on
aiming
Doran.
is top
now they're
side.
looking for
What
it,
is
but
Kellen doing?
needles come out, the wave is cleared, and now
Anybody?
he's even looking at
Bueller?
snipe
Bueller?
aiming. Does take him down quite a number.
What is Kellen doing? He hooks the
Never
tower.
underestimate Gwen. Something we
What? So
learned a
So
long
you
time ago,
have
2021.
Uh-oh.
3 people top,
Now they're trying to dive a Nautilus.
Also
and you
difficult.
don't see their jungler.
Vaya's pretty good at diving, but let's see how he gets this one done. The ult does come out, and Delight's just tanking it very nicely. Meanwhile, the top side, there's 4 people trying to take out Doran.
Kellen-
and they
Kellen
do, in
just
fact,
dying
take
for
out Kellen
no
as
reason.
well. So a trade of dives in this game as well.
Zeka, though, see if he can survive here. He should be okay. It looked scary for a moment, like they were going to have a successful follow-up there. He does end up holding
Is
on to this,
aiming
so
out of position,
Viper gonna
or
pick
is
up a kill.
Kellen? Well, if the call was to all go up on the top side,
It's
right?
plate gold here for the
To
Lucian
try
bottom
and trade
side,
cross map,
and you put Doran
like
down.
towers cross map. Because the thing is that, you know, to just like they here, let me go back.
It was
right.
very tense.
So the call here, let me go back to the call to explain this. The call was, we are swapping up because we need to get void grubs, because if this team with Akali and Gwen gets 6 void grubs, the split push becomes incredibly oppressive. So they're swapping their bot lane up to get the grubs, right? And they have this pressure to match the Lucian Nami in the top side. Because if they are not up here, guys, then what happens is they just give it up for
They've
free.
lost the cannon. Then obviously top side, Kingen sees the lane swap. He has to be careful. And grabbing those.
It's kind of weird that
grubs,
Kellen is down
you know,
here
not
when you
easy
could just
to
hard
see here.
force into the top side.
For D+, but they handled it well. And now they're going to go ahead.
But, you know, this is, by the way, a Nautilus who's actually farming, so they want to continue to get farm onto the Nautilus. He actually hasn't bought,
As,
he hasn't bought a support item at all. So this is not a double support composition, like double support item composition like we're
That really
seeing from
hurts.
Hanwha. He's just building
little bit of an
directly into
ouchie.
Frozen Heart. And he probably gets it on this recall, right?
Does get this streak. We're just trading objectives in this game.
Yeah, not a whole lot of straight up fighting here.
Yeah, I mean,
What's my thoughts on the Divine Comedy?
trading
It's
time.
fine. Like, it's not my
He's kinda even
favorite. It's a
things
little
up for now
cheesy,
in the
but
CS.
it's
He'll even get a plate of
it's
his own.
fun.
He's got some void bub damage now himself.
All right, so now we're gonna go down there, and at this point in time, I think you just have to start motioning
They're gonna
up.
Make a play on Doran.
Like, you think you're tanky, but
let's see
you know,
how he
any
gets this
kind
one
of
done. The ult
dive
does come
into
out,
this
and
bot
Delight's
lane
just tanking
is
it
still
very
going to
nicely.
absolutely
Meanwhile,
own
the top
you.
side, there's 4 people trying to take out Doran.
So they're
And they
trying
do,
to
in
farm
fact,
the
take out
Nautilus
Kellen
because
as well.
he actually is kind of effectively more or less like a top lane tank at this point in time, but you just can't be left down there alone.
While the top diving does take him down quite enough.
Yeah, they're gonna make a play on Doran.
Yeah, they're
Right. Especially because they just took the Drake. You know, Vi's on Drake right now. You actually literally see the Drake notification come in, so you know Vi's bot side of the map. Your team's top. You're just basically begging to get dove here. You're begging for it. Please dive me, Vi, who's definitely on the bot side of the map in the Dragon Pit.
Good at diving, but let's see how he gets this one done. The ult does come out, and
Yep. Why not put Showmaker on bot side and then put Nautilus on mid? Sure, that's a great idea. Why not do that? He actually has TP.
Meanwhile, the top side, there's more people trying to take out Doran.
Lane assignments don't make any sense.
In fact, take out Kellen as well. So a trade of dives in this game as well.
Zeka, though, see if he can survive here. He should be okay. It looked scary for a moment, like they were going to have a successful follow-up there. He does end up holding on to this, so Viper
Maybe they just thought you couldn't dive Frozen Hearts Nautilus, but you can 3v1.
Down, but he bought a lot of time back. Zeka then comes in here and just holds this, as then over here it's just Delight, really great aggro hold. Just goes to the max range and just sits there and eats the turret shots. And
it's free.
Unfortunately, Kellen not able to do much with his ultimate there. Good split to make sure it doesn't get all
Very
the
good.
knockouts.
Very good by Delight, though, on the Delight and Viper on the dive.
Well played. Tough to deal with a Nautilus. Tough to kill a Gwen. Successful on both sides at a heavy cost. And I would say that for me, a kill going over to Illusion down there and some additional plate gold is significantly better than a kill going over to a Viego and the assist gold that's split around the rest of the team.
Yeah. It's going to be awkward as well for DK to item.
I mean, it's a relatively even trade, obviously, but you just have to feel that D+ probably could have gotten a little bit more of an advantage there. And they're kind of just slowly falling behind. And that trend's going to continue because of the double support item as well. I'm not exactly sure why Kellen didn't end up going support item this game. That feels really weird to me. It's not normally what we see with the Senna lanes in particular. Because you're going to have a lot less ward control and vision control in the mid and late game, which is, we'll see how much of a difference that makes. My bet is quite a bit. Lucian is incredibly rich. And the thing is that, you know, Lucian is way up on gold, obviously, because he's the one farming. But even the Nautilus who's farming right here is basically dead even with the Nami, who has that support item, right?
And he'll be able to deal with a lot of the damage.
And... you know, sure, the Nami has 2 assists, but that's not a lot.
Absolutely burst to smithereens by Akali and Gwen, or do I have to deal with, you know, the Vi burst and the Lucian as well, and their incredible mid-game power? So it is going to be interesting to see which defensive itemization they do choose. Yeah, they do elect to go into any.
And for Kellen, obviously, he started with armor. Because he's
Green Jacket guy on YouTube. Is this 14.1? Yeah, 14.2 will be the next week of LCK.
Even that, sometimes not enough, as you could see.
Burst down aiming. It's like an awkward angle at first, but it does make sense to go for the Senna instead of the Nautilus with Frozen Heart.
Lucid gonna look to maybe set up a dive here. Doran has Ghost and ult.
Second just avoiding that. That's the stop on the back. They're going in on this one. The chains come in, the needles are out, but Lucid, he's got the burst.
Nice job from Lucid. Good job. Lucid and Show. Honestly, one of the best parts of D+ guys has been Lucid and Showmakers creating picks together. You guys saw this in the Kwangdong game as well.
Did not expect Lucid to be there. He just wants to run away.
They have really good mid-jungle synergy, particularly in the mid-game when they're punishing people on the map. It's been very good. Very, very good.
That is the end of a Gwen who's now 0-2 in this game. Not a big threat in the sides. If you keep getting pushed down, Showmaker getting a ton of damage done to that turret. And there's no real big cross-map play to make here as Zeka on Akali into this Aatrox. So you're just not going to be able to pull this off. At least they can try to grab this Herald in return, as Lucid's going to come over here and even look for a contest on that. Going to be tough, though, I would say. Alone, and Senna is backing, so this comes over and sees it and walks away. And actually, they will defend this turret. Doran still had teleport, but still a lot of damage done there. Picking up that kill pretty significant. Overall, still fairly happy with Onolife's position in this game because Gwen, despite being 0-2, still even in CS, does have a Rift Maker and will, again, still be relevant in sides later on. But you got to get something as D+, and at least they're able to successfully make that happen. But again, both kills on Lucid in this game, not ideal.
Yeah, definitely not ideal unless he becomes a crazy Omega carry. I mean, they do have a lot of threats in their lineup, especially on the top side of the map. So maybe if, you know, you're trying to deal with the LeBlanc and then you've got this giant Aatrox running at you, somehow Lucid begins to get some resets and that actual, you know, the extra gold he picked up begins to help. But yeah, generally you would want it on some of those other carries, but we'll have to wait and see. The game in total has been mostly pretty slow though. Outside of a couple of dives, a lot of trading of objectives, a lot of, you know, trading of sides of the map. King avoided the dive on the top side, and so we sit here at 2-2.
And I think this is not necessarily a bad thing for D+, because aiming is getting stronger. He's becoming more relevant in this game. It's just really about, you know, Showmaker is fairly even, of course, with Zeka on the other side is trying to make something happen here. It's really about, like, Showmaker still has agency in this game. It's really about his individual performance. Can he find the angles? Can he threaten the Lucian? Can he threaten the Nami? Or can he punish Peanut if he's trying to go
or
on
can he
fighting,
collapse on the
example?
side
Well,
lanes with the
really good at
Viego?
punishing
I mean, that's the real
those,
thing, is just
champions
creating
who want
picks
to
on the
flank
map, which
her,
has been one of
the
D+'s
team.
strengths,
You
as I
find
said,
them on
with
the flank,
Showmaker
you
and
do those
Lucid.
ones.
Kellen's going in, and I mean, there is potential threat. They're just trying to stop this Rift Herald from actually moving in. He's trying to save it? Okay. He's
No,
gonna get
he just
rooted, and there's
misclicked. Dude, the Herald is so janky to
for
use.
some reason.
It's so
They were
easy to
going
misclick
overcommit
that.
to that, but
We got to get better Rift Herald pilots here at the LCK. I'm gonna say.
Nah,
right?
it's just, the whole thing is just bad and broken.
I think we can solve this. I think everybody can just do some drills, run some drills. It'll be all right. TP committed by both mid laners here.
yeah, I mean, it's Infernal Soul. Both sides really want to pick this one up. They're trying to isolate King in here, but now Viper.
Disco Shell, do you get these on YouTube? Yeah, all of them are on the VODs channel on YouTube, guys. If you are on YouTube, in the live stream channel details, there's a link to the Bangers Only stream. It is, or Bangers Only channel is a separate channel. Edited stuff goes on my main channel. The stream VODs go on my main channel. All of the individual games carved up by game go on the Bangers Only channel.
Come down, Dorn in a little bit of trouble. Does have for a bit out of position. Does join up with the team once again. They're keeping this Drake at a pretty healthy number for now. Some poke does come down. Dorn in a little bit of trouble. Does have to throw in the Ghost, as Kingen has joined in the pit. There's the hook. Now they're looking for the burst. Engage. That big Nautilus ultimate, and Peanut's gone. But so is Kellen. This smite should go the way of Lucid, and that it will, as they do take it down. But a nice play from Zeka, at least, to take out aiming. And now the chance here for Humble Life Esports for more kills. They're going to take down Kingen, as he is going to be killed in midair. Nice strike, Kingen. As, yes, Lucid did pick up the Drake, but Hummel.
Those kills or one single Infernal Dragon, they would have chosen the kills, and unfortunately,
Kingen tries to get on the flank here, but Viper actually managing to chase him away is pretty crazy.
Kellen, he wants to engage because he's tanked Nautilus. You know, he actually can get a ton done if he can get into that backline and be a frontline for the follow-up damage, but the follow-up damage is still early game Senna, unfortunately. So yeah, Senna ult comes through, and yes, you get the kill onto Peanut, but Doran is big. He's a threat. Even at 0 and 2 on this Quinn, his damage output is so high. Zeka is so mobile. You used everything else. He's able to just slip through as he secures the kill, and then from here on out,
Viper is just so good at playing against this Aatrox and getting the right spacing.
Unfortunately, so yeah, Senna ult comes through.
Viper's too
And yes,
good,
you get
man.
the kill onto Peanut, but Doran is big. He's a threat. Even at 0 and 2 on this Quinn, his damage output is so high. Zeka is so mobile. You used everything else. He's able to just slip through as he.
Like, look at how badly he fucks these guys up just through his
From here on
positioning.
out, there's no way for Kingen to get out. He has to die so that Showmaker and Lucid could live.
His
And,
flash wasted,
yeah,
too.
This is not exactly the smooth sailing you were hoping for in the early mid game here for D+.
No, absolutely not. Kingen also burning his flash there right at the very end. I thought it was just a dash, but actually just a little bit.
I don't get the Senna knock combo. Looks like there are better pairings for the Senna.
Like you mentioned, a lot of those
Yeah,
players get
I mean, the
very
Ornn,
fed. Zeka
the
getting
Ornn is
online
good,
looks
but
like,
I don't think the Ornn gives you the same threat in lane
Shadow
versus the
Flame
Lucian Nami
next, and
that the Knot Hook
he's gonna
does.
be a big
It's really
threat
just been a
for
problem of
aiming.
where
I do
Kellen
worry
has been
for
on the
aiming
map.
when you're dealing with,
And
you talked about this
possibly
right at
also the
beginning of
fact that he
draft,
doesn't
like,
have a
they
support
Molly,
item.
There's already Senna picked.
You know what I
It's
mean?
probably going to be Tom Kent's to deal with all the threats. and it was Nautilus, which kind of more proactive, right? But then they got more threats. It wasn't just Vi, it's like Akali and Gwen, and it's going to be really difficult unless aiming a stem, way in the back. So we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the team fights do go.
It's not hopeless yet for D+. Like, there's still an angle to come back, 100%. It's just going to have to be a little bit slower now. And okay, Lucid, this was...
Yeah, he's going to ult away, and he's going to get some help from his teammates. But Bubble is going to come down, and now Kellen again is in trouble. And once again, Kellen has to pay for the sins of his jungler. And, just saying, hey, you're not respecting my stun. But the second that Lucid goes that far...
Yeah, just having the farming support feels pretty bad, I think, in a meta where the double support items are
like Lucid has
so powerful.
Shown his rookie colors quite a bit this season already. It's another moment where you're trying to be proactive, you're trying to get back into this game, but you just don't have the control or the follow-up in this moment.
Just saying, hey, your Bubble is going to come down.
It's just going to have to be a little bit slower now. And okay, Lucid, this was...
Yeah, he's going to ult away.
Viper's so good, man.
From his teammates. But Bubble is going to come down, and now Kellen again is in trouble. And once again, Kellen has to pay for the sins of his jungler. And, just saying, hey, you're not respecting my stun. But the second that Lucid goes that far and the stun misses, you're just a fish out of water, as Viego.
Yeah, I feel like Lucid has shown his rookie colors quite a bit this season already. It's another moment where you're trying to be proactive, you're trying to get back into this game, but you just don't have the control or the follow-up in this moment to make a play like that. And now once again, Kellen, who's 0-4 this game, as you said, is going to be the one who bears the brunt of it. As we'll watch this one more time, Lucid's in Shroud. They can't see him, but again, you're still
dodges the stun, straight into culling, has to ult out.
Yet. And so
Tidal wave bubble onto Kellen.
That stun on the Viper, you don't win these.
Kellen sidesteps the IQ, but gets closer to the Lucian.
Proactive idea there, but if you're running a big burst champion who's actually strong at this point, maybe you make that work, but he doesn't land the stun either. It's sidestepped as Zeka.
He's trying to get in there. The distortion is down. A lot of damage already coming in. There's a Vi here as well, as he is avoiding quite a lot, but you can't avoid that.
My biggest problem is that every new champ looks either a femboy or a Disney princess. True.
The rest of DK is here now, but
it's just twinks and princesses now.
Kellen, I don't wish that same fate for you. It's happened already too many times.
I miss monsters.
But,
I miss Rek'Sai.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's gotten any
and Cho'Gath.
He will go. That's 3 free kills.
And Kog'Maw. More and Tom Kench. More gross monsters, please.
Just admit, like,
those are great.
Will there be a game for me when I stack up, get some additional range? Will there be a game left to play? Is a question he has, because we're hard committing on a turn there. And look, Showmaker, he had some fancy footwork there.
Bel'Veth, that's true. Bel'Veth I'm glad they did do one monster champion. It's just like been one in like 10 years, you know what I mean?
As we've seen with Nautilus into LeBlanc, eventually, even with Showmaker trying to make something happen here,
Smolder is a twink. He's a dragon twink. What else would you call him?
King commits to the TP here with Lucid, and Kellen comes over as well.
He's the twinkiest you could get a dragon.
They don't TP anymore, and they don't have it to one team fight either. Where is aiming? He's a million miles away.
Nefiri. Nefiri's just a dog.
He'd just be one extra kill for Hanwha Life. You gotta know when to cut your losses here, D+. A way overcommitment to trying to turn a play that would never be turned. Now you're down on, you have the deaths and the lost teleports and map control for Hanwha Life for days now. I mean, well, not literally, but feels like days, right?
There's some potential days in the future when they
He's
play
a child, whatever.
I mean, I don't know if that's
I don't know the lore, guys. I don't care.
Have that mechanic here in the LCK, but
no, not
just
yet.
had to clarify, you know.
Not yet. Now DK are trying to
yeah, nobody like Nefiri is just a meme champ. Nefiri is just bad. Nefiri is failed champ design, guys. So we're never gonna actually see Nefiri.
Challenge this Infernal Drake. They did get the other one, but this is a much different situation. They're down 8,000 gold. So Kingen on the flank. Can he get something done here? They're trying to get in onto Showmaker. That is an interesting target as the burst is there, though. They're going to take him down as Kingen is alone in the back line, and DK just trying to send it one last time, but Hanwha Life Esports way too far in the lead. And this one is going to amount to 10,000.
Oh, no way.
And an Infernal Drake. Hanwha Life Esports looking pretty good in this game one.
Moments ago, before that top side play, I said, oh, no way. He doesn't have ult, Peanut, so...
Peanut's just playing with his
You're waiting for
right
Q
now.
cooldown.
Aiming does
And
not
wave.
flash,
Nice.
and
Well
he
done.
does not have his life at the moment in this game.
I
Majimak.
was just going to say, moments before that topside play, I said, you know,
Finish it up.
There's no hope. There is no hope now. It is well and truly out of D+'s hands. Showmaker teleports in. He was the only one who had that summoner left available. To
Have I watched
into
KT,
this.
KDF?
And he
Yes,
just
I did.
can't do anything.
Those VODs should
He's
be on my
followed by
Bangers Only
Ultra
VODs channel.
And then the tidal wave to boot. And then the whole team is split. And it's just...
Peanut shot caller on HLE? Absolutely he is, yeah. He was basically, you know, the solo shot caller on Gen.G. So it'd be hard to believe he would be anything, especially considering he came over here with Delight and Doran, that he would be anything but a massive, you know, the primary shot calling force. He's one of the best shot callers in League of Legends, guys. Except when he's at international events.
A black cleaver.
Then the skill vampires get him.
Take lives very easily. He's gonna look for a little bit more.
See, he's like Ariel in The Little Mermaid. He has to trade his voice to go to Worlds, and then he can't shot call anymore.
Does not look close. He's just gonna go
And much like Ariel, he also gets fucked in the end.
in there and presses R button, immediately goes down. Maybe a little bit overzealous, but I suppose they've got the wallets to do it at this point, as Lucid is looking for some resets, and Kingen is pretty big, but not quite big enough. Down he will go, and once again, Aiming's just left back there by his lonesome, like, guys?
He's like, look, I didn't get caught. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Look at my KDA. It looks totally fine.
Yeah, I only have 2
Compared
deaths.
to you guys.
Lucid also only has 2 deaths, but it does not tell the story of how...
So the real Disney princess was Peanut all along, and Twink, if we're just being honest.
that early game went for him. And
Just being real.
Peanut doesn't look too excited about this one. I
No
think
shade
he's
at
ready
Peanut,
to,
but-
get this one over with. It's 14,000 gold to lead, but he's dynamic to call.
He's
to
very
end
cute.
because the death timers are still so low with the current levels of the players on the other side. Just to put it into perspective, Aim is 3 levels down on Viper. Not at the beginning of this play, but after the play, as he hits level 14 here. And yeah, Peanut sacrifices himself, but Viper has IE. He hurts them, and he hurts them a lot. And so does Gwen, as it turns out, in a choke point, once he presses empowered Q on people.
Well, the game isn't over. It's not over yet.
I don't even talk about this game. It's just such a fiesta at this point in time. The early game really hurts how this game played out. For D+.
Pretty easily, and there you go. Able to shut him down. Meanwhile,
Like, they lost a lot of resources through questionable lane assignments, and also, like, Lucid dying early allowed Hanwha to turn up the pressure pretty substantially in the bot lane. And the Senna's just never going to come online. I mean, Senna has 70 CS at 27 minutes. Like, this Senna is not the monster Sennas that we see other people playing.
He is caught. Doesn't really have any way out.
I just don't understand, like,
2 levels down on Zeka.
it just really seems to me that what's the point in trying to stack all of the gold onto the Nautilus as opposed to going double support item and helping your Senna out and having more CS onto your Senna?
So I mean, at least
nice.
you know, there's a little bit
When
of
that is an
push
option in this
here,
meta, right?
plus getting something on-
It's like,
that's the
great, we
strong
got
side
a
right
really
now. That was
tanky
the
Nautilus,
angle right
but
there. That one
who is
part of
doing the damage, guys? Damage? Damage? Who is doing the damage? Okay. Well, we have a 2-item Aatrox who's 0-5. We have a LeBlanc who, it's cool that she's going to do some burst damage, but only has 2 stacks and is 0-3. Then we got a tank. Like, where is it?
the jungle. That's where they own on this rift, and they made something out of it. Good play from Showmaker there.
Yes, true.
Well, as I don't know, we cast 2 games. in
If
a
you
row,
could,
it's
would
like
you
20
and
kills
Doa
for
cast
5.
LCK
And,
again? If I thought it was if there was good money and I thought there was an actual career path
That's a good read.
and I had a multi-year guaranteed contract,
It's a
I'd consider it.
Done
It
for
just doesn't
Showmaker.
matter.
He's got a hat. When Showmaker gets the hat, usually they win.
If it was good money, a multi-year guaranteed contract, and I thought that there was actually good career development, I'd do it.
No.
but otherwise it's not worth it. It's such a
Yeah,
waste of time.
That's legendary now for Viper. And he's not done yet. He's looking for more victims here. As, yeah, they're just pushing the top lane. They're going to do this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, really
The center lane, if it goes even or gets a kill, should shut down the lane. Maybe, but again, what was the point in not buying a support item onto Nautilus?
That was interesting. Viper trying to get them to engage and the game faster works out as down will go Doran again.
Right, because you're only gimping
so
your
deep
Senna.
for these kills, and it just doesn't seem to matter. It is Lucid alone as the Shuriken lands, and that's.
I think LCS will downsize casters after this split. I don't see a reason why you have so many casters on LCS. Like, I don't wish those guys to get fired, but let me just ask you a question after we're done with this.
And they're looking for more.
And we'll go into the second game of the series.
Dismantled them last week because this is a team where if you give
Let me ask you a question. Guys, how many games are there a day in LCS right now? Number of games per day. There's 4. There's 4. How many days a week of casting are there? 2. Maybe 3. 3 on 2 weeks. The rest 2. Now, riddle me this, guys. Is it possible for a single pair of casters to do 1 best of 5? Which could be 5 games. So, if you can do 1 best of 5 a day, then why can't you do 2 casters do 4 games a day? This is what boggles my mind. And you only do it 2 days a week. And you get a 2-week break in the middle? By the way, the games that we're watching today, all 4 of these games that could have been 6 games were done by Valdez and Wolf. So if you're an LCK caster, you can do 2 best of 3s multiple days a week because they have 5 days of broadcast. If you're an LPL caster, guys, if you are an LPL caster, Riot believes, and by the way, I didn't make these rules. Riot just does casting assignments. LPL now believes that 2 casters can do 3 BO3s in a day. That's what they're doing on LPL. So if it's possible to do 9 games in a day for 2 casters, and it's possible to do 2 BO3s like 3 or 4 times a week, why do we need 1 billion casters on LCS for 4 games over 2 days? Let me tell you the number of casters you need on this broadcast. 2. When I was in Korea, guys, I was doing 2 best of 3s 5 days a week myself. It was hard, but you don't need more casters than 2. You need literally 2, because in LCS, even if you did 2 BO5s on the same day, it's not horrible. Do they ever do 2 BO5s on the same day? I don't think they ever do that. Is there a time when they've done 2 BO5s on the same day? We don't know because they don't. I'll look at last year. '24th, 25th, 20th. No, they only ever do 1 BO5 on a day. Ever. Papa Smoothie did 16 to 24 games a week for an entire split once in LCK. Dude, like I told you, I did 10 best of 3s a week for an entire year. I did 2 best of 3s for 5 days a week. I did 10 BO3s a week, which means I could do 30 games. I was doing 20 to 30 games every week for a year. I did more than Papa did because when I was doing it, we had masters and we had champions. Was it healthy? No. But I did it, and I did Summoning Insight, and I coached CLG at the same time. So I didn't have to do all that extra stuff. But we're not talking about doing 30 games a week. We're not talking about doing 30 games a week. We are only talking about doing 8 to 12 games a week. The worst, for 2 weeks, you do 12 games and you only do 4 a day. This is fucking easy. Easy. Does it cost LCS more? Nope. Costs them the exact same. You know what? It actually costs them less because you know what? Casters get paid on day rates. So if you're paying 4 casters per day, right? And each caster does 2 games, you pay them exactly the same amount of money that you would pay them for 4 games. So it's literally more expensive to do it their way. It's literally more expensive. You could pay 2 casters the exact same rate to cast 2 or 4 games. It's weird. It's very weird to me. It's always been weird, guys. The LCS has had such a soft schedule for its entire existence. Like 2 days a fucking week. Give me a break. Maybe they want the audience to hear a different voice across the games. Well, now we have co-streaming. Here's my solution. And I'm not advocating for this, guys, because I would like to see casting as a career, and I hate the fucking fact that casters are irrelevant now. But if I am making a cold business decision, here's what I do. I keep 2 casters. I say, hey, other guys, here's your co-streaming privileges. If people want to watch you, they can watch you. You can co-stream this as much as you want. Therefore, if somebody's upset that those casters no longer exist, they can simply go to their personal streams. And if you want to hear a different voice, go watch LS. Go watch Kadril. Go watch Dom. Go watch Doublelift. Go watch Meteos. There you go. I don't get it, man. You're in esports winter and you're way overstaffed. How does any league have a profit with co-streamers? Biomino today had 50K viewers while CBLOL was at 5K. Well, if you only care about marketing and reach and selling skins in-game to the widest audience possible, then co-streamers don't matter. If you care about having your sponsors get value, then co-streamers are butt cheeks. Okay, next game.
She presses a power Q on people.
Well, the game isn't over. Slowly as well. Like, there's even discussion right from the get-go, like, are we back?
All right, now send a band.
Is this the right call? Are we sure we want to do this?
I'm always, like, there's always 2 sides to this, right? If you use all of your time to maximize how much discussion you can have. But when it's the first ban, and you spend almost all the time, makes you wonder. Further, as we move into the second ban here for the...
Poppy's still going to be banned against
I do
Peanut.
like the Melio respect.
It's good.
I think Melio is very strong.
And it's strong into the 80 carries.
And the Lucian coming down. So they are not going to allow them to first pick it this time. They know they might first pick Lucian with the Senna down. Instead, they're going to go after the Vi for Lucid, take it away from Peanut. Peanut's Vi was a major factor in that last game, but Corki back up, Kalista back up. Zeka's Corki. No, 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 no. So bad.
I think it did.
Yes.
I think that was like.
But that's okay. Viper will just carry on Kalista, right, guys?
Was a bit of a fluke.
And they're just going to take Renata Glass because Milio's banned.
If you play Var and with the Varus, what is my pick here, actually, interestingly?
Maokai for Peel and Engage.
That is kind of exclusive.
Taking away hook champs onto the low mobility Varus Ash bot lane. Blitzcrank still up. Blitzcrank still an option here.
Is insane.
But Renata's up. They have huge counter engage now with Renata ult and Maokai ult. Kalista ult too. Pull somebody out of trouble.
Not going to reinvent the wheel. Not going to pull out the Syndra. Just going to play what's standard, what's meta. And now we're looking for another ball carrier. We have the Vi already. Is it just going to be
It's blind as well?
blind Aatrox another time into the?
And he's gonna play Gnar.
Okay, well this was the other good king and pick back in the day. You
Yep.
know, it's
All right, the
I think
blind
Gnar-
Gnar pick.
Um,
Silas band here. Bit interesting because you almost, when you see Varus Ash, Vi to a lesser degree, and especially now that you have Gnar, you almost want to take the Silas here, right? You almost want to take this like R4, R5. So I'm a bit surprised after seeing Varus Ash that they're not trying the Silas angle. I think it's really good. We've seen Showmaker do this before, by the way, in the Gen.G game. In the Gen.G game, they took that, right? So I would have thought that, especially because Zeka is a known Silas player, he might see this and use the same strategy Gen.G did in game one, or I mean, D+ did in game one against Gen.G and take it away. They're scared the Silas will come out versus Maokai. Sure, that's true. But you also have first pick, so you could actually just take Silas here. Whatever.
Doran would not old Jax, or rather the old Gnar counter. It is going to be Jax that is selected here.
I'm not as big of a fan of this one, but it can work very well with the Maokai ultimate. Obviously, you can just simply follow up on a route.
Because they're not going to take Renata. You already know they're not going to take Renata, so you can R5 Renata, take Silas here. Might be kind of rough into Orianna, but the value you'd get from fucking the value from Silas versus D+'s comp is enormous. And you have a very good Silas player in Zeka. But I guess with the Corki already picked, you're not going to do that. I'm being silly. I'm so tired, guys. I'm so fucking tired. Delight, play Silas support. I guess that's the answer. I'm dumb.
The biggest issue of dealing with Corki, and that's setting up a chain CC. Otherwise, to try to reach this Corki is.
But also, then we go back to the point of. We go back to the point of why take Zeka's Corki when he's been so abysmal on this champion.
Here we go. Once again, level 1. Very important for this. Double Hail of Blades. This used to be the thing, and it got nerfed in many different ways. Ash got changed a lot. We saw Hail of Blades get nerfed, I believe. There was...
Has Zeka played a call yet? Last game. He finally did it.
Down, and yet...
we finally got it.
Here we are again. Hail of Blades, Varus Ash. It's still good. I think they did make it a bit more balanced, which is probably for the best.
I tend to agree.
Who's the best single player in both of these teams? Viper and right now probably
So you
Showmaker.
really need to rely on Handshake if you're ever going to win anything here, or obviously ganks from Peanut. And that's where a lot of the pressure you were talking about is once again going to be on Lucid, who went Aftershock this game and is hoping to follow up on Ash Arrows and lead into Showmaker ults and lead into Chains of Corruptions and stuff like that. But if you miss one part of this kind of CC chain, Zeka dodges that, you can't really follow up with the other ones very easily because you've got a range problem. So that's my concern. It's like everything has to go exactly right.
Yeah.
And if you get the first part, it's very easy actually for the rest to go right. But if you miss the first part, that's where things get concerning. And I think if you're one of those people who was very low on Hanwha after the T1 series, maybe you have faith that Zeka just won't have the greatest quirky performance again here in this second game.
You can see what this does. Yeah.
The thing is that Zeka also got clapped in this matchup by Faker. So in the Ori matchup, like, Faker was just zoning him under his own turrets, like, the entire game.
I don't do anything. So especially early on in the lane, it's like, well, you know, this is pretty rough. I mean, Delight's just sitting there. He doesn't have a pot anymore. He doesn't have heal. He doesn't really do much. And yes, he's great with the Callista, but for the early laning stage, it is going to be difficult.
You know, Blitzcrank has a bit of a more heavy-handed handshake that he does when he's in the lane. And, you know, that was the other option they considered. Obviously, the range that has is higher, and the threat is higher, but you're otherwise just a sitting duck if you don't hit those. And so, either way, there are pros and cons. They went with this Renata, but she's not going to be too useful just yet. And catch as much of this wave as they can. As Doran going to visit our rookie jungler.
Hello. By the way, Doran, an expert Jax player, has played it many, many times. I think 20 in total, 17 and 3 here at the LCK alone. So definitely one of our better Jax players in terms of stats alone.
Yeah. A lot of that a product of when Jax was meta, Gen.G was winning everything all the time.
Exactly. His win rate is probably going to be like that
to his,
on everything for Gen.G over the past couple of years.
I also want to contextualize these stats. We had the Poppy stats. For
I agree with
time,
Wolf.
And I'm like, yeah, just remember, like, he was like 18 and 2 on Poppy, but he was also like 18 and 2 that season. So.
Yeah. I mean, you can always take away, but you also can give and say, well, maybe part of the reason they were winning is the fact that he was playing one of his big comfort champs, and you know, especially in the case of Peanut, I would agree. I do think that Doran has had some really big performances, but also some lackluster ones, and that has been Doran's charm ever since he has entered the LCK.
Yeah, that is that's our favorite top laner right there, Doran, everybody's favorite. Not allowed to have another one. As Hop gonna come in here, and this is why it's a little bit tough to play Gnar.
Yeah,
Into the Jax.
If you try to lead into
backwards.
the Gnar, the Gnar hops away. If you're playing passively, you're getting harassed. Yeah, and the Counter Strike, while it is potentially very useful, it doesn't block the boomerang. You also, it's on a decently long cooldown. So
Peanut?
Already taking a lot of damage. Peanut is here.
Yeah, I don't know if he really wants to try to make a play here, though. Only if Kingen overcommits would he really think of doing something like that. As we'll see as I could take this back opportunity. This is still a problem down here. We haven't really looked at it.
Are seeing the old Faker now? He has the highest XP difference and CS difference in mid. Yeah, but the thing is that he is picking a lot of these very powerful control mages right now. He's very good at these champions and always has been. You know, Ori and Azir are his two most played champs of all time. So it does feel like the meta is very good for Faker at the moment, but we haven't seen the most versatility in his pool. And it also really is just the way that T1 plays the game, is prioritizing his picks in the first rotation of the draft. So he always gets something that he can control lane with very effectively.
It's just so
you know what I mean?
Ash's kit is
so
perfectly made for bully lanes like this because of her ability to get vision on where they
Faker's great right now, don't get me wrong, but he's playing basically one style, which is not a problem because it's very powerful and it enables T1, but I'm not exactly sure he's going to be like God in lane in a different meta.
Which is fine. Peanut just going to spend his time on better things.
First one's the one that matters the most. He gets 2, doesn't need the third one all that much. Obviously great for Jax. Talked about this a few times before this season. Why should, you know...
Yeah, so I don't want to take away from Faker's excellent season that he's having, but he plays basically one style of League of Legends, which, again, is fine because it's very effective in the way T1 plays, and it enables his teammates, okay, to be more specialized. So they have a great teamwork thing going.
just going to
but
be like this for a
let's
little
not
while.
pretend that like
But you're scaling in the
he's
Corki
doing a
one.
lot of
We've
different
seen in the
stuff because he's
past,
not.
A lot of the time when Ashe is normally banned, is that you go Callista, you're the lane bully, and then you also have that late game Corki scaling insurance. Is Kellen nice sidestep there? That could have been a disaster.
Yeah, pretty important. If the Callista does get on top of one of these squishy 80 carries, she can kind of just do whatever she wants, so gotta be very careful to not get too close to the sun.
But in this game, you know, opposite of what I was saying, how normally it's played out from Viper and Zeka is that they're the ones with the bully lane. They are not.
Would you still say the same thing if
it's
Faker
not
lost
the
Worlds
same
last
type
year?
of scenario in the
Yeah, he's
Lars
playing a
and
different
Ashe, I think,
style than he was when he was dominant in lane, you know, early in 2023, where it was a lot of like Gragas play, you know what I mean? It was a lot of roaming or setup champs for Faker
Instead, just
when T1 was really good in spring.
I think that a lot of the game that we're watching here is going to be very
But
slow-paced,
it, you know,
very
what happened at
conditional,
Worlds
and, you know,
doesn't
don't use
mean
mistakes from
it has
Viper
no
in the lane.
bearing on
Obviously,
how
bot
effective
lane,
he
they
is in
heal
lane right now.
early.
He's objectively very effective. I mean, he crushed Zeka
that
in
is
this
about it.
matchup.
In terms of the pressure that's been put on there, they have a CS deficit, but it's not super significant. And they lost Dragon, right? But they were still able to make the play there on the top bubs. Even going to get this crab here as well. And the Corki is going to be a bigger problem than the Orianna later on. Slowed by the fact that he has to buy Hex Drinker. And the Jax will also be a side lane threat, assuming that Doran doesn't make any mistakes. So that can help buy time for this Corki. And I'm explaining all of this because nobody's getting killed.
Yeah.
Because both teams know that the volatility of their early games.
Any new and up-and-coming players? Lucid.
So it's just
Here is good. Bull on Kwangdong and Perfect on KT are probably the most notable new players so far. Those have been the three rookies to watch. Lucid looks really good. I mean, he still makes some rookie plays. Like, definitely last game was kind of Lucid's fault, but his team fighting, particularly on tanks, so I take a look at his Sejuani and Rel games in particular, are very, very good. Very, very good.
But yeah, that's going to be really important. And how is Lucid going to manage like his first couple of ults? Where is he going to look? Is he going to look for the Jax and try to set something up?
His Lee Sin has been good
Is he gonna
too.
look for a play with the Orianna ball? Or is he just going to try to be there at the right time in the bottom lane when Peanut, no doubt, will try to release some pressure? As we have this. Speaking of which, Lucid has chosen the top lane, and Doran is very
Good timing right there, right as Meganar is running out.
Or is he just going to try to be there at the right time in the bottom lane when Peanut, no doubt, will try to release some pressure? As we have this. Speaking of which,
Even though Counter-Strike lands,
Lucid
Peanuts or Lucid's right there to cover.
Doran is very far down the lane, and that is very free. First blood will go to Lucid. As an ult is coming on in there, going to be thrown into Kellen. He does get CC'd pretty much 100-0, but the Maokai ult doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, not the all-in you were looking for.
Really just trying to hard force because of the top side play. As soon as Lucid shows there, you know you have an opportunity to try to make something happen bottom where Peanut is, and he has that long-range ultimate, but...
You know what I find so funny about Riot changing Vi's ult name, guys? So, you know, it used to be called a Sultan Battery because she runs at somebody, uppercuts them into the air, and then body slams them into the ground. And Riot was like, oh, no, you know, Vi's a police officer, a police officer doing a Sultan Battery. That sounds really bad. Let's just change it to cease and desist, which honestly makes it worse because that is what a cop would say while enacting police brutality. Oh, it's just cease and desist while Vi runs at you, uppercuts you into the air, and body slams you into the ground. Because it's a euphemism designed to make you think the brutality is less brutal than it is. Like, what? Should rename it to stop resisting arrest? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, they should just call it stop resisting. Like, it's so crazy that they would change the name, but not only change the name, but change the name to cease and desist, which if you just look at the difference between cease and desist, just shouting cease and desist, and then what Vi does to somebody. It makes me It makes me laugh. Yeah, that's right, not Japan. Vi literally stands for violence. One of Vi's voice lines is, Vi is for violence. I can't handle Riot, man. Her entire thing is she's a I know. It's her whole thing. Stop resisting, she says as she pummels me ruthlessly. Did they change that voice line? No, Vi still says that. No, she still says Vi is for violence. She still says that. And because she's like an old champion, she only has like 10 voice lines. So it's not just that she says it, it's that she says it constantly, guys.
Very long cooldown ultimate, so, you know, doesn't feel great.
Yeah, that's another line of hers. Punch first, ask questions while punching. She literally has voice lines about brutal interrogation. And she has a cop skin.
Gonna be able to get
some banger LPL games today. I know.
Probably will get all of those.
But it's just so funny, like the mental gymnastics that Riot goes through on what is and is not appropriate, guys. Not appropriate. Riot smoking a cigar. Definitely appropriate. Gragas drinking from a barrel of wine, constantly talking about alcohol while clearly ludicrously intoxicated and slurring his words. Alcoholism, fine. Smoking a cigar, that's illegal, guys. Think of the children.
Counterwise, Dorn was trying to see if Lucid was topside so that they could make the play bottom as well. And he's like, I found him. Unfortunately, he found him a little bit too far away, and Peanut was a little bit too far away.
Don't forget the nepotism, since her girlfriend is the sheriff.
That was your real plan, reaching a little bit there, but luckily 4D+, you know, bottom side, they survive. Top side, they get the kill. They have a significant gold advantage across the tier.
Like, I don't care what kind of characters they make. I'm not one of those people who thinks that every character in fiction has to be virtuous. Like, you can display shitty people. If you want to display Vi as a terrible, very violent police officer who beats the answers out of people, that's fine. It doesn't mean I'm going to like Vi, right? Or I think Vi should be liked. But it's just so funny them trying to, like, sand off the edges. But it's like there are a million razor sharp edges and they just sand off one, and in sanding it off they accidentally make it even sharper.
For example, and you grab the
it's so wild.
Feel amazing with the control that
dude, the lore brain trust at Riot never fails to give me a laugh.
Dorn has no TP.
I remember this bottom lane was even stronger back when the Drakes were also stronger. So this strategy was even stronger because you always had bot side prio, and if you also had mid side prio. Speaking of which, Zeka might just be dead. He does have a package.
Classic.
Way far away.
Let's take a look at this. Like, so this lane has not been going great for the bot side due to the double Hail of Blades AD carry that D+ has been running.
Reaching a little bit there, but luckily 4D+, you know, bottom side, they survive.
Lucid's here to cover.
They have a significant
Lucid doesn't have ult, remember.
And that dragon lead.
Use it to secure the kill on top side.
Hextech, for example, and you grab the second one.
But it'll be up shortly.
Amazing with the control that you have, and unfortunately for Zeka, you're just way far away from relevant.
They're trying to delay this just for the time being to get control.
I remember this bottom lane was even stronger.
Vi will have ult by the time. Oh, Vi's going to have ult soon. They see Maokai checking this, starting it up.
Bot side prio, and if you also had mid side prio. Speaking of which,
Zeka. Dude. So he goes back and picks up package, by the way.
From relevancy in this game, Dorn has no TP.
You know, we're at second Drake. This classic package timing.
Even stronger back when the Drakes were also stronger. So this strategy was even stronger because you always had bot side prio, and if you
Zeka face checks a bush with no vision that could have a Vi now with ult in it, and he knows that Showmaker also has ult.
Might just be dead. He does have a package.
Then he has to use the package to get out. Package wasted.
We were talking about that
unbelievable.
Zero Corky kind of situation. Also had mid side prio.
My favorite part is he doesn't even like put a rocket into the bush.
back when the Drakes were also stronger. So this strategy was even
Like,
stronger because you always
Sure,
had
you might
bonsai
miss,
Prow
but
if
like, shoot a rocket in there, Zeka. Just can you
you also had midside Prow.
can you just
Speaking of
try
which, Zeka
to look?
might just be dead. He does have a package which will get him to safety. We were talking about that trying to 100-0 Corky kind of.
Like you can hit Q too. It reveals.
already
That's
out of
right.
the fight in
Foss
the
bomb
back.
reveals.
Is gone. So even though you don't kill him, he's
effectively dead.
He's not here.
Yeah, he's effectively dead.
Kaelnar TV, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Because he's not going to be relevant for this fight.
Yes, he also could have just walked towards where Maokai was instead of through the river. Yeah, you can literally just go here. Because you know what? Peanut can see
You also had
that there's nobody there.
Prow.
Why does he do? Why is he like this, guys? Why is Zeka like this?
Will get him to safety. We're talking about that trying
Pick
to
Karma,
100-0
thank you
Corky
for your
kind of
tier 1 sub.
situation.
I appreciate
But he's
it.
already out of the fight and the package
You watch
is
me
gone.
mauled
So
again
even though
about
you don't kill
Zeka's
him,
Corky.
He's
effectively dead.
He's not here.
Yeah, he's effectively dead because he's not going to be relevant for this fight. And that's just Dragon going over to D+. And, I mean, there wasn't much he could do. He could have played a little bit more conservatively, could have wrapped around the longer way.
It's so infuriating to look at. My eyes.
As fast as possible. Maximum velocity approach to the Dragon.
Yeah. Okay, Arrow gonna come out here. They have a TP as well. Delight and Viper in a lot of trouble, but they do have Fate's Call flash.
Shobes, thank you. The whole point of face checking is checking the breast with your face. Fair enough.
As Delight's just gonna flash out of this one, and Kingen is just sprinting at them. Not really. Fate's Call flashes as well. Double TP coming in now from the side of DK.
Why is
Delight's
DK
just gonna flash
TPing?
out of this one, and Kingen is just sprinting at them. Not really gonna be able to do too much here.
What is Kingen?
Maximum velocity approach to the Dragon.
Kingen, why are you
Okay, Arrow gonna come
TPing?
out here. They have a TP.
Why are you doing the world's latest TP?
Delight,
He's not in position to do this whatsoever. He has to back off, and his Mega Gnar is just
Double
done.
TP coming in now from the side of D.
Showmaker doesn't have ult. He used it already.
I really want you to come out and come at me.
I will.
Alright,
DK.
pinky promise.
Uh-huh.
As Delight's
My son
just
wants
gonna
me to come
flash
out and
of
play
this
with him,
one,
which
and
I will
Kingen
do
is
after
just
this game,
sprinting at
guys.
them. Not really going to be able to do too much here. Maybe trying to slow down Peanut.
I should probably stop ignoring him.
While they go
Call me
inside,
Corleone. Thank you
hostile
for your tier 1
takeover as
sub.
Kingen is going so deep into this one. Peanut, though,
Here comes Doran.
both sides
Do a cooking stream.
bit apprehensive about
One
how they
day we'll
wanna
get back
fight
to the
this, but
cooking
Kingen
stream,
has
one
gone
day.
miles into the enemy territory, and he will be taken out. That's a kill for Viper on the Callista, which probably should not have happened.
I mean, Delight plays it super well, but you got to know, he's got hostile takeover. He's Renata. And so this type of play is a huge L, no matter which way you look. I mean, Delight.
But Kingen has gone miles into the enemy territory, and he will be sprinting at them.
You love to see it. You love to see it. D+.
Possible. Maximum velocity approach to the
D+ makes a good play, gets the Drake, and then instead of just defending their turret, feels the need to waste every single TP. Even though they know it's Callista, and Callista has Callista ult, Peanut's right here with Maokai ult still up. There's no ult on Showmaker. There's no ult on Lucid. So how do you lock somebody down? Renata Glass ult is still up. So you're going to follow them into... Let me here, I got my notes right here. So you're going to follow them into a... let me check my notes. Choke point while Renata ult is still up, and you don't have Mega Gnar, and you don't have Vi ult, and you don't have Ashe ult, and you don't have Varus ult, and you don't have Orianna ult.
Maybe trying to slow down Peanut as over the wall they go a gigantic hostile takeover as Kingen is going so deep into this one. Peanut, though,
Here comes Doran.
both sides a bit apprehensive about how they want to fight this, but Kingen
Now
has
Doran can
gone
TP.
miles into the enemy territory, and he will be taken out. That's a kill for Viper on the Callista.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a throw.
Delight plays it super well, but you got to know,
We have a throw.
he's got hostile takeover. He's Renata. And so this type of play is a huge L, no matter which way you look at it, basically here for D+, trying to really hard force and then committing as hard as they did.
Yep, there's Ashe ult right there, by the way, guys.
It's a bit of a head scratcher. When the TP is
He misses Varus ult because Viper
super
uses Renata
easy,
ult.
They just
Because they don't actually chain the CC, guys. They don't actually chain it properly.
Trying to really hard force and then committing as hard as they did.
Because they don't hit Viper.
It's a bit of a head
With that, is
scratcher.
just
When
short.
the TP is committed here, it's super easy. They just drop back here into the brush. Delight flashes. And at this
Why are we
moment,
trying to force this play? Didn't you guys get what you came for? What if we just reset for Void Grubs instead?
To realize, okay, wait, Renata has ult. I probably
Now
should
we
do
have no
this.
TPs.
Then maybe he doesn't TP, but even still, they can
Even here,
a
it
bit
could be
further.
over.
Yeah, it could be over here. And then Doran is like, I guess I'll get plates, and then he's like, wait, maybe
This whole dragon sequence has been a fiesta, guys. Like, Hanwha lost it because Zeka just, like, needs to face check things with Corki. So they couldn't contest, even though they have the Callista comp and they had package. And then they D+ over pursues, despite the free fucking Drake that they got.
Like, you got the flash, you got the Fate's Call, you got a lot of things out of that play, but just one step too far.
I mean, they were able to get Doran out of top. Like, he was going to get a plate gold, maybe
Terrible.
2 plates worth of gold. They got his TP. They stopped the plates from going down by committing there. I mean, I'm really just reaching Valdez, but
Wolf is
I'm stretching.
definitely reaching.
I'm stretching, okay?
Doing his best Zach impression right now. Stretching strikes are coming in. I got this chains, I'm not sure why. So yeah, the biggest issue I feel like is not the death. It's just, okay, well now bot lane is over. All that pressure is gone. Viper has a kill. So what was the point of all of that? You know? And the game isn't over. DK are still
makes
in the
me
lead,
sick,
but
guys.
You were building up so much, and then this is kind of how, you know, we saw this from Lucid in game 1, where it's like just one slight overstep.
I never want to
really,
see Zeka play
especially against
Corki
a really
again.
strong
Please,
team,
God.
Can be a big
Please.
breaker.
And, you know, the reaction there to Fate's Call into the teleport means they're aware of the ward, right? Like, a lot of really smart stuff there for HLE in response to that play. And utilizing the Renata is something we're going to have to see continue in this game because of all that follow-up to just the initial arrow that we spent so much time talking about in draft. But Renata shuts so much of it down. So keep your eyes on how Delight plays the rest of this game. As Hextech is the soul, the gate is up here, and Zeka is going to respect.
Yep. Zeka has Maw before
lose the ability to farm under this turret.
No, he doesn't. He just has Hex Drinker. Surely he wouldn't go Maw before Manamune, guys. Surely he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't play the most cowardly Corki of all time.
Yeah, Viper prospect is more. It's going to be more readily feelable. We're gonna know about it soon. Zeka,
He does it every fucking
set your
game.
clocks back an hour on that one.
Oh,
We're
what?
a little ways
Dude,
away from that.
Dandy,
Got denied some farm
can
here.
you
His turret is
do
gone.
your job as a coach and
He's,
fix Zeka's
still
Corki, please?
second tier. You know, Hex Drinker does slow you down quite a bit. He didn't die.
Same guy that picked Halo Blades Corki. Halo Blades Corki is... Halo Blades Corki has been played by a bunch of players, guys. It has been.
From earlier, and he is going to be the thing that D+ has to deal with when we
Gotta
get to
build
the late
Moss so
game.
he can
That's a
face
big
check
problem for
pushes.
them.
I
But
can't,
now,
guys. I
he's just
can't.
trying to get any gold he can. Peanut even just going to be his personal bodyguard here as they try to take out this turret. Let's see if D+ can find anything. Cross map here is, fortunately, Lucid back. So, doesn't look like they will get too much. And that's just Peanut saying, I am here so that you can have turret. And no response from D+.
And he will have turret.
So that's one step closer to Zeka being relevant.
And once again, the game has kind of slowed down after that, you know, crazy explosion of energy where everybody's just going super deep and making these crazy plays with all the teleports.
All right, package number 2, guys. Here it comes.
Now we've
Here it
compressed once
comes.
again, but we
Is he
have
gonna
that
face
next
check
soul,
something?
and I think we're gonna have a lot more fighting when this
He didn't finish it. He actually did not finish the Maw
comes up. So
Doran
before
needs
he
to
did
stay
finish
on Chovy
Manamune, guys. He
here,
didn't do it.
and this
He
is a
didn't do it.
really tense moment.
Whew.
Hextech
Big
sold,
relief.
So every single one of these dragons matters a lot, especially if HLE give this one over. It means they have to fight for the 4th dragon no matter what. To get this one would feel so amazing. Showmaker has teleport. He is able to get away from Doran, but I think if he comes in now, it's a little bit too late. He is going to commit.
yeah, they could try to.
Look at that, guys.
And this is a really tense moment.
He stayed behind Peanut this time.
Matters a lot, especially if HLE give this one over. It means they have to fight for the 4th dragon no matter what.
He pushed us
This
out
one
bot
would feel
wave.
so amazing.
He's staying with his
Showmaker
team.
has teleport. He is able to get
He's staying
away
where Peanut
from
has
Doran.
vision. He did
I
it.
think if he comes in now, it's
He
a little bit
did
too late.
it.
He's going to commit.
Yeah, they could try to look for a fight afterwards, but this Drake is looking very much in the favor of Homolife Esports as
Don't. Hanwha.
a couple ults are used from the bot lane. Here's
Hanwha,
the package.
don't do what you're doing.
Now Zeka in a lot of trouble. The Orianna ball on top of this Vice getting so much value, and here's DK.
Oh, the bailout.
On the Viper works
Huge.
for now,
No,
but
he's
he
still
will
dead.
go down.
That was terrible of Hanwha, by the way. Fucking horrible.
Kind of look for a fight
Guys,
afterwards, but this Drake
Guys,
is
you
looking
used Renata
very
ult already. You just
in the
secure the
same-
objective. Oh, why are they so bad? Why are they so bad? It's so painful. Look at this. You use these. Sorry. Use these two ults. This is your engage ult. This is how you engage on Hanwha's team. Okay? This is for peel or for secondary engage. Just fucking secure the Drake. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, just get the Drake and then walk away. Like, I get, D Plus has a lead right now. Your goal is to get the Drake to prevent them from getting soul point. You don't follow up on them. I know you think that because these two ults were used, that you're in the clear, but you can't do this. Just walk away. Just walk away. Aiming pops cleanse when he sees the package coming forward, so you get zero value out of package. Delight's in the front line doing nothing. He's doing nothing because you try and re-engage with him, but he doesn't have ult, and he doesn't hit anybody. And meanwhile, Lucid still has Vi ult. If this bailout doesn't actually go through here, it could have even been more disastrous. Meanwhile, everybody just dies.
And DK are able to take a big fight after this dragon is taken.
Gotta be some wagging of fingers at that package usage, I would say, around the world. There might be a few people who are
Why engage there at all?
happy with how
Now you lose the turret.
blocks
You literally
arrow
lost the fight
sets
and
a
lost mid lane
perfect
turret
ultimate out, and then
because you
Zeka
wouldn't just
sends it,
fucking walk
into
away.
D+ there. So yeah, they get the dragon. They will lose the fight. They will lose this mid turret.
Yeah, he serves
and
himself
just
up.
Because you have package doesn't
Corky would have flipped me and Maha.
Zeka likes to do the go in champions a lot.
You don't even have to use it.
You can actually
Yeah,
just
nobody
use it.
walks over package. Nobody gets hit by package
Yeah, you can use it
because
on the
aiming
midway later if
cleanses
that's
the
being
Maokai
relevant, or you
ult.
just let it time out.
Boom. Done. He sees the package coming in and he just sidesteps it.
Okay,
Does
yeah,
literally nothing.
I feel like I can get my
Nobody even
satisfaction.
sets
You
one
got dragged.
single inch of toe on it.
Thanks to your support, and just let it go. Because now D+ are like forcing their way into this. It's another, by the way, great bailout from the support player here. So Delight makes two fantastic
How does
plays
Hanwha
there.
win this
Viper
game?
gets something out of it on the retreat.
They don't
But,
deserve this.
We are a long ways away from the glory.
Wolf was
days
talking
of the
about you?
Corki and the Callisto that we saw.
What do you
There,
mean?
At least Viper gets something. Just let it go. Because now D+ are like forcing their way into this. It's another, by the way, great bailout from the support player here. So Delight makes two fantastic plays there. At least Viper.
Also, this
Just let
Echo
it
fail
go.
flash.
Because now D+ time out. And everybody who's played Corki.
Listen to the fight before replay.
Feels so amazing. Showmaker has teleport. He is able to get away from Doran. But I think if he comes in now, it's a little bit too late. He is going to commit.
And they could try to look for a fight afterwards, but this Drake is looking very much in the favor of Life Esports as a couple ults are used from the bot lane. Here's the package, kind of confusingly, as now Zeka in a lot of trouble. The Orianna ball on top of this Vice getting so much value, and here's DK. The bailout on the Viper works for now, but he will go down. And
Less
DK
than
are
pleased
able
with
to
that
take a big
package,
fight
yeah.
after this dragon is taken.
Gotta be
Yep.
some and sets a perfect ultimate out, and then Zeka sends it into D+ there. So yeah, they get the dragon. They will lose the fight. They will lose this mid turret. And just because you have package doesn't mean you have to go in. Zeka likes to do the go in champions a lot.
You don't even have to use it.
You can actually just use it
You can
later.
let it expire.
Yeah, you can use it on the mid wave later if that ends up being relevant, or you just let it time out. And everybody who's played Corki knows the feeling of, okay, yeah, I feel like I didn't get much out of this package. You got dragon, thanks to your support, and just let it go. Because now D+ are like forcing the way
It's
into
so
this.
bad,
Another,
guys.
By the way, great bailout from the support player here. So Delight makes two fantastic plays there. At least Viper gets something out of it on the retreat. But we are a long ways away from the glory days of the Corki and the Callisto that we saw from this squad in the past. And Zeka was considered to be a pretty strong quirky player. And that reputation is fading fast. Sad to say it.
Not sure what happened, but Lucid's waiting for anyone to overstep their bounds is highlighted here.
Yes. Just don't know.
Just Doran, who, you know, again, needs a little bit more time. He needs to be
Here, D+ are just not going to allow it. And, you know, if given time, he will be able to do some of that maybe, but it's not completely up to him anymore. It's not completely up to Jax as a champion, as Peanut's going to try to stave this pressure off, but will use his ultimate here to delay the turret going down, as it's significant. But again, the amount of control that D+ stable game state, at least Zeka's able to build.
Are they just trying to deny gold, or I'm not even sure, like, are they trying to give Shelly a second chance at life?
I think the idea,
Right.
the idea there maybe is like, wait, hold on, does Peanut get ult if we delay this, and then maybe, but I mean,
Yeah, like try to set up a better push, but yeah.
it might have been time. It probably was just straight up timing out. So
Yeah. Kangen is already.
Well, now they're losing the game harder.
Like Doran can't even really step up. A little bit confused by it.
Okay, yeah.
you know, we raised our eyebrow even at the Doran stats, just reminding everyone.
Up.
Zero,
Yep.
okay.
I'm
I'm gonna go back. He said,
뒤에 박을게요.
and that's it. He said we're gonna bring it back.
I'm just
gonna bump my head. Literally, yeah.
I'm sure he wants to.
I mean, he is having a great game on his own, okay?
Yeah.
He is not making big errors. His
Yeah.
death was not his fault.
You know what?
His block on the Ash Arrow and his ultimate on that Dragon fight were sick.
Yeah. I also really like his redemption first choice.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap. You can get it online early. It's also really great against the Wombo combo from the side of DK. You get a Vi who moves in. You just press that right down on whoever she engages on, and you turn it around. You know, Callista begins to bounce around a bunch, and you have a second chance. I think it's a good choice.
He is one of the ways in which Zeka can be protected from the engage, and Zeka needs to live and farm long enough for HLE to still have a chance. And this game is not doomed, but it is certainly, like I said, as Hano Life on a bit of a back foot here. Now he's got his second item. Okay, this is a big opportunity. This fight here, if they get here fast enough, they're getting denied by Hextech gates at the moment of any prio. But he has Malignance for this one. This is a big chance for Zeka to redeem himself in this game.
Yeah, and they got the dragon before. So here comes Delight. He's very much in the front. The flush with the ult, and Delight engages with Renata.
In this game.
Yeah, and they got the dragon before. So
Delight's the real hero.
Here comes Delight. He's very much in the front. The flush with the ult, and
Nice handshake. Did Zeka have to use the package there? No, he did not.
Delight engages with Renata and picks up Kingen, who is
Actual waste of the package, but whatever. It's fine. They still get the kill.
This is looking like a potential steal from Lucid. Can he do it? Goes over the wall a bit early, and he will not be able to get it as the sticks are good enough, and Kellen is super low. The engage comes in. The redemption looking like a potential.
Why is D+ still threatening this Drake? They lost Kingen. It's just the second Drake for Hanwha. Why are we trying to throw the game?
He do it. Goes over
Why are we trying to
the
throw
wall
the
a bit
game?
early, and he will not be able to get it as the sticks
You know they have
are good enough,
Maokai
and
ult still.
Kellen is
What do you
super
think
low.
is going to
The engage
happen
comes in. The redemption
when you
doesn't
walk
get too
up
much
and they have
value, actually.
Maokai
He's in the
ult
front
that you
here.
haven't
Is
seen yet?
Viper alone, as this game is
Zeca's
really
flash gone again.
good enough, and Kellen is super low. The engage comes in. The redemption doesn't get too much value.
That's a really good play by Lucid, by the way.
Actually, is in the
Flash
front
Q to
here.
secure the kill.
Is
He actually
Viper
completely
alone.
saves that. This is, by the way, what I mean about Lucid. This is what I mean about Lucid.
Get it
Lucid is so good at reading team fights. When D+ fucks up team fights, he bails them out so hard a lot. Look at that. If he doesn't make this play, they are
in
screwed.
the front here is Viper
They are screwed.
alone, as this game is really just going off the rails. Very messy
Lucid
now.
saved that
Very messy,
1,000%.
but Objective secured. Delight, he did it again. All right, yeah, his redemption was not as high value as we would have liked, but hey, he says, Kingen says, no, you can't come, you can't get prio. I'm going in the Hextech gate, and then he just gets handshaken whatever the
He's
term may be.
feeling hand shook now.
Yeah, he's feeling real shook. And now D+ are, with that kill on the Viper, confident enough to start off the Baron. TP coming through.
Is that Viper going to aggro? No. I mean, a little bit, but you have to do the punish, right? It takes a flash to do that punish. And you think the rest of your team is coming with you, right? Imagine if Zeka still had the package here instead of wasting it. Number one. But this is just a really good play. I mean, he forces basically, like, look at what happens with Viper, okay? He gets onto Showmaker, and he actually forces Showmaker's flash here. So if Lucid doesn't make this flash, the rest of the team is definitely going to catch up, by the way.
Is Viper alone. Comes in the redemption. Doesn't get too much value. Are good enough, and Kellen is super low. The engage comes in the redemption.
Right, the other thing is the Orianna slow field is preventing the rest of the team from catching up.
Alone, as this game is really just going off the...
Kingen says, no, you can't come, you can't get prio. I'm going in the Hextech gate. And then he just gets handshaken, whatever.
Can I ask an elephant culture question? Sure.
Yeah, he's feeling real shook. And now D+ are, with that kill on the Viper, confident enough to start off the Baron. TP coming through.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is bad as long as you don't get too caught out. But we do have a flanking Jax coming in here now.
I think it's really hard because Corki has Malignance, putting Malignance pools in the pit.
He's already hitting pretty hard. Doran is very far behind enemy lines here. As
good turn from D+.
Like they're trying to cut off both angles of escape. And Doran, it looks like, ooh, okay, maybe an execute.
Denied.
Nope, not able to take the gate. He's trying to get Kingen now.
Will I ever do a Fast and Furious segment? Probably not.
Yeah,
there's a lot of other movies to get to before that.
Easy for him to get out, or maybe even look to make a play there. The big one.
What version of Kindle do you guys use? Paperwhite.
That was the end of the Baron, so unfortunately Doran's attempt to try to flank there to deny it.
So,
yeah.
Well, he's trying to build an R-bar, right?
Yes.
They see Delight moving forward, and he runs into him.
I think there's a world where we do a Fast and Furious movie, but probably not 4 in a row. That sounds horrible.
Team was there, and he is going to be punished for it. And then, as they secure this with a really nice ult coming through, Doran zoning, Fate's Call comes out, and then we do kind of send it a little bit, don't we, Viper? A little bit up here. Lucid flashes on him, he dies. You know, HLE just can't be happy with objectives alone.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift is probably the one we would do.
Showmaker in a very unhappy spot. Nice shockwave, but he's dead. That's a shutdown now for the Corki, and this Corki timer's getting shorter and shorter. Every team fight, it feels like.
It certainly is. They're able to get a turret for aiming as a Varus.
I don't read Stephen King books, so I don't have a favorite.
But he was protected and shadowed there by Lucid, and will be able to pick up some gold. He also was the one who got the shutdown onto Doran in the main base, so he's got a huge influx of gold suddenly to build into this opportunity, and that's going to be a big spike for Varus here on third item, where he can actually match some of the poke of Corki. I mentioned it earlier in the draft, where the Varus is never really going to be equivalent to Corki when it comes to the late game, but can often be more valuable if you have really quick, or rather really good engage, and his arrow...
Have y'all reviewed The Lobster? I love The Lobster.
Whereas Corki just continually
that director is very interesting in general. Like, Killing of a Sacred Deer is really good. I haven't seen his new movie yet. I forget his name. It's Greek. The Favorite.
He presses his ultimate button, but unfortunately it's not fast enough or relevant enough. 1v3, and that's a shutdown that goes straight to Zeka, who's getting closer and closer.
I did finish Eat After All, and everything I said about it was wrong. It was great. Great Ferret. I'm glad you enjoyed it in the end. Very good. Yes, Yorgos Lanthimos, that's his name.
That blue buff went over to Lucid. I feel like almost you want to get that onto Kingen so he can get back to level parity with Doran.
Oh, you mean the actual secure of the blue itself?
Kill?
Yeah. I feel like teams are a little bit like laissez-faire.
What is my favorite LCK team? Right now, it's Gen.G.
No, I don't think so. It does not.
Yeah, Poor Things I've heard is very good as well. I haven't seen it yet, though. I've seen most of his other films.
Kingen will have to work for it himself. And I do think that, though, that side lane can be on a bit of a timer, especially if Doran, who is ahead on levels now, if he picks up a third item.
I'm just a Keen fan. What can I say?
Kind of
What's my favorite LCK team of all time? KT Rolster Bullets.
At some point,
or
when
B.
you get to, if you win a team fight and you have Soul as Hanwha Life with
Cyberpunk movies like Blade Runner or Matrix. Well,
and they have to come to
Those
you
aren't-
because you will just.
I guess
eventually
Blade Runner's
siege and
sort of
take out the base,
cyberpunk.
and if they try to split with Gnar, it becomes so
I would
difficult
put
'cause they're always gonna have
Blade Runner in
control.
neo noir.
Still a
I think
ways
it's
away
much
from
more
that,
likely we would do
as
a like a
D+
future
grouping around this
noir
right now, trying to
with
clip it,
like
trying to make
or like
Hanwha
neo noir
esports.
with
That's gonna miss.
Blade Runner in like Sin
Pretty
City.
close. Nice
I think that's
sidestep
probably
there
more
from
likely
Delight.
than us
Can only say
doing
nice things about him
Cyberpunk.
today.
They're trying to make Hanwha Life force into a fight here before the Dragon. Maybe even bait out something like a package would be huge, or maybe pick Zeka, as this is a lot of damage. There needs to be a response.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get into this pit, though. It's already quite low. The poke is not hitting. It does hit aiming a little bit. The ult comes forward, and the smite is there.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
There needs to be a response. If you win a team fight and you have Soul as Hanwha Life with his Corki comp, you could just group as 5 in mid, and they have to come to you because you will just eventually siege and take out the base. And if they try to split with Gnar, it becomes so difficult because they're always going to have map control. Still a little ways away from that, as D+ grouping around this Baron right now, trying to clear.
So they actually see because they get the Void
trying to make
Scuttler that there isn't a lot of
esports.
vision.
That's going to miss.
Ooh, pretty close. Nice
Shoot out the
sidestep
arrow,
there
go
from
fishing
Delight.
a little bit.
Can only say nice things about him today.
They're trying to make Hanwha Life force into a fight here before the Dragon. Maybe even bait out something like a package would be huge, or maybe pick Zeka, as this is a lot of damage. There needs to be a response.
I don't know if
So they force TP, and at this point, I think you just
They're gonna
back
be able to
off if you're D+.
this pit, though, it's already quite low. The poke is not hitting. It does hit aiming a little bit. The ult comes.
I mean, the wild thing is, like, obviously Peanut's close enough now to smite. And so this is just truly a 50-50, right? And it actually is the coordination between Zeka's rocket and Peanut's smite that gets this. Because Lucid's holding his smite right now. And that's Peanut's smite that goes off. To try and 50-50
The
it.
smite is there from Corki, as Zeka is going to be the one who takes it down.
It's actually unbelievable that Hanwha wins this game. But really, D+ just needed to back off there. They needed to force the TP and back off. Force the TP, back off, push mid, try and get Drake.
Yep. Well, that's the end of that. Zeka has teleport, and he will go home and grab his.
It's not Lucid's fault. No, it's not. D+ opted into a 50-50 Baron.
The ult comes forward, and the
Like nobody is marking the Maokai here.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get into this pit, though. It's already quite low. The poke.
They were trying to do this without arrow. Imagine if Kellen had Ash Arrow here just to Ash Arrow the Maokai. Then they get Baron, right? But they went fishing. They went fishing with the arrow, and now you don't have arrow. This would be a very easy arrow to hit.
Not hitting. It does hit aiming a little bit. The ult comes forward, and the smite is there.
But
They're
it's
trying
just
to make
it's just a
Hanwha Life
bad
force
Baron
into a fight here before the Dragon. Maybe even bait out something like a package would be huge, or
because you don't have
Zeka,
Meganar
as
either.
This is a lot of damage. There needs to be a
His Meganar is
response.
just on cooldown right now. So you don't have critical ults. You don't have Gnarl. You don't have Ash ult. You just bait the TP and walk away.
It's already quite low. The poke is not hitting.
bad.
It does hit aiming a little bit. The ult comes forward, and the smite is there from Corki, as Zeka is going to be the one who takes it down.
It's just really
And
bad
that is
objective control.
immediately going to turn on its head, as D+'s plans are totally foiled.
Yep. Well, that's the end of that.
You let them walk in,
Zeka
it
has
turns into a
teleport, and he
50-50.
will
You just
go
have to
home
take the TP and push
grab his
mid there
package
instead.
and now fight for the Dragon.
Yeah.
They have.
I think the idea was okay. I think
The idea
it
was fine,
okay. The
but-
execution.
Very bad execution, and when you don't have the arrow anymore, you just need to walk away.
It seems, because he knows that it's just a freebie after the win.
Or if you had Meganar there, it's fine too, but you don't have either.
Down the fort up here by himself,
Just
as
nobody
Jack-
can stop the Maokai from walking in.
He's pretty strong. I don't know if he can 1v3 though. He is in a 280 carries, and he does have redemption. Overcomes Delight, and now with the Sonya's actually, he's got the arm guard coming in here, and he is going to survive that one. Here comes Delight. Where is this guy going? He's got a lot of backup from his
He
team,
wants
I guess.
Lucid.
Yeah.
down for a moment, because we don't really need to hard force
No
all
soul
of this.
yet.
Yeah, or rather, you got soul point is what I meant to say. 3 Hextech Drakes, which is quite significant as well, for what those 3 are going to do for.
Corki's online.
Corki is
right.
ready. Eclipse is done. It's coming. So as it turns out, you can't dodge rockets when you're rooted.
Oh. For losing. Armstrong, I don't know if he can 1v3 though. He is in a 280 carry.
And then we just play
does have
desperate
Dempsey
because
to
we
open
fucked up.
for
I mean, this
boxing.
is just overreach because you made the boo-boo, right?
He's pretty strong. I don't know if he can 1v3 though. He is in a
And you're
280
trying to deal with
carries,
this
and he does
Jax,
have
but
where is this guy going?
he's too huge at this point in
He's got
time.
a lot of backup from his
He wants
team, I guess.
Lucid.
Yeah, they're
Lucid
looking
just
for
so
Lucid.
desperate. Now he's 1 HP.
Like,
He has no ult. He has no flash, so you just get
you
Baron.
have the pass. This
You
guy
just
is
get
just
Baron.
alive. The ult comes forward and the smite is there.
Just get to use your Baron. Just walk straight up with your stolen Baron. Shove all the minions down their throat.
Here on the Viper. 3 Hextech Drakes. Hamalite Esports finally reaching gold parity in this game.
I mean, you get the amount of map control that's required to guarantee soul here. Yes, the Baron will fade away 2.5 minutes before the dragon actually spawns, but you should have deep vision and lane push so significantly in your favor here, and probably an inhibitor. Yeah, they're probably an inhibitor, which is going to guarantee you that dragon. Redemption is going to get dropped here to make sure.
It's sticking for Hamalite Esports, and their Baron push is
This
quite
Baron steal is
strong.
just so
And up
disastrous
goes Doran.
because now the Corki's
And
3
he's a
items
real
as
threat
well.
now.
So the siege is just enormous. The split push is enormous with the Jax.
Would have just hit Peanut as well. They're not really.
Half minutes now as the Baron expires here. And that is all you're going to need as we'll watch this steal. He didn't even realize it. He was like, what? And that's it. That's the steal. That was it.
That's at level 17.
I like how Zeka just plays a terrible Corki this whole game and then just randomly steals Baron.
Good at flashing away and not playing with the Jax.
No, just staying away from the Jax, keeping the Jax away. That's the strength. So someone always has to be down there. Say probably about require a little bit of vision for this Varus poke to hit.
Just waiting for the next dragon fight, guys.
Yeah, we got about a minute, and this is
Huge
all
vision
going to
advantage
break
for
down.
Hanwha.
Valuable than Baron in this case, especially for a Corki composition like the
A raid boss that you can't get near.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like the classic like tank and spank where you know he's got a lot of health and whatever. No, he's just killing you before you even get near him. So you gotta deny. You can't let him have it.
He has Seeker's arm guard for this fight too.
Yeah.
There's just almost no winning here for
Turns
D+.
out that stasis is pretty good, and it doesn't matter if it was 650 gold, 750 gold, or 1600 gold. People are gonna buy it. Imagine that. Lucid in a lot of trouble here. He has taken huge amounts of damage. His team is not here. Turns out Maokai ultimate is also pretty good. That's a double kill now for Viper, and aiming, unfortunately, just doesn't have any support here in the mid lane. Gets taken out. Gets his streak taken down as well, as Kangan is just
Now you get Hextech Soul Corki.
as well.
Oh, you're not even going to bother. You're just going to finish the game.
Hun will take it. You know,
Even better.
They will definitely take the win here.
Yeah.
The Corki
Even
comp,
better.
It worked in the end, despite a little bit of a rough one from Callista in the early parts as well. King in.
Oh, they're going to try to go take him. Okay. Yeah, they're going to get the kill. Down he goes. And there it is. That's the Nexus. Hamalite Esports with the 2-0 victory tonight. In pretty
Wild.
dominant.
Wild, guys. All right. So we do have some LPL bangers tonight, especially JDG versus LNG, RNG versus Weibo. We'll probably take a look at some of those tomorrow. We're not going to get around to LCS, so we'll be doing LCS and LEC stuff over the next couple of days, just so you guys know. Yeah, the LNG upset incoming, quite possibly. I mean, they've looked kind of ropey, but you never know. They've been looking better, at least, since their first match. They lost to Thunder Talk, which was pretty embarrassing. I do want to check out some of these LCS games. Like I said, I'll take a look at some of the Cloud9 games tomorrow, most likely. We may save some LEC stuff until the following day. I haven't seen these games yet. Probably not even going to bother with G2 versus Giant X. Who cares? I might not bother with a lot of these matches, guys. Like, these went exactly how you would have thought they would have gone. Was there anything worth watching about these LEC games? Yeah, I know G2 smashed them. I should bother with BDS Heretics. All right, I'll probably do that one tomorrow then. Okay, guys, Monty and Wolf show in the morning, and then I will be streaming. So I will see you guys then. Thank you for watching.